Everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? That'd be just swell. How are we? There's always something. There is always, I swear, there is always something. Kirsty, you can hear me and see me. Thank you very much. How are you doing? You okay? All excited for your trip? I enjoyed that last night, learning about Venice. Although every time I read about the Doges, it's like, who are these doggers? Who are these doggers there? What are they up to apart from glass blowing? Full of the joys of spring, Kirsty, full of the joys of spring. Doing marvellous. Apart from this cold not disappearing. Well, hopefully I seem to be over the edge of it. Might be on the way downhill now. Well, not up down, it'll be uphill, wouldn't it? With an illness. Esther, how you doing? You okay? Goedenavond. Welkom. Bienvenue. Yeah, I hope I get better soon as well. I'm sick of it. Sick of feeling sick. I've had enough. It's bad enough anyway. Being ill, recovering from a major illness without being sick on top of it as well. Bonjour. What do I want? I just beeped you. What do I want? Your presence, of course. Jackman, as always. I haven't beeped anyone in years, mate. It's a rumour. Just a rumour. You're looking forward to it but nervous at the same time. You wouldn't be normal if you weren't a little bit nervous about it. First time you've been to Italy, is it? Going somewhere new for the very first time. Despite the fact that I know it's a different culture, and it is. It's not the same as perhaps going to Japan or Africa, somewhere in Africa, somewhere which is completely and utterly different. Europe's Europe. We're all very similar, but it is a different culture. It's a different way of life, a different speed of life. Of course, you're going to be nervous, but you'll love it. You will. Especially when you see things you've only seen on the internet or on TV, and they're there for you in real life. Absolutely amazing. You'll love it. You know, when you get there, middle of Venice, the Eiffel Tower, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the pyramids, everything, it'll all be there. You'll love it. Second time out of the country. Second of many. Been to Germany, now Italy. You're doing well. You're on your way to doing the axis of evil, aren't you? The axis countries. What is it you need now? Austria. But it's nice. 2 good countries to go to as well. Germany is very clean. You know, it's very, very clean, Germany. I don't know. I've never been to Italy myself. I've been to Germany loads of times. France. Or to give it its proper name, France. France is next. I don't know about France. I've been through France. We did a coach trip from Liverpool to a place called Rosas, or it's now called Rosas, in northern Spain near Barcelona. So we had to drive through France to get there. And we stopped off in Paris for a couple of hours of just sightseeing, wander around the Eiffel Tower and have a piss basically, and then get back home. Paris is Paris, it's amazing. But at the same time, it's Paris. I would like to go, just to go to the Louvre and places like that and see some of the amazing art, go to the catacombs. Donald, how you doing, bud? No, Mandy, she's around somewhere, she will be. She's always around somewhere. They're not starting again, are they? If we don't already get in there, put a marker down. You never know with them, look. Try twice, they'll try a third time. They'll sneak it this time, won't they, you know? They'll be really sneaky about it. It'll start off with towels. That's how it'll be. Towels on sun lounges. Next thing you know, we'll be up above Kent. RAF big and ill, going at it yet again. Nah, sure it'll be grand, so it is. Oh, right, I'm going to say two things which are very, very contradictory. God, it's warm, and oh man, it was cold. I went out earlier and it was cold, except it wasn't cold. Does that make any sense? It's cold compared to what it has been lately, and you could feel it. But then when I'm stood there, I thought, you know what? This isn't actually that cold, but it's noticeably colder than it has been. I think genuine autumn is on its way. Proper genuine autumn. And also the clocks went back, which means it got dark at 5 o'clock. How am I supposed to film if it gets dark at 5 o'clock apart from night filming? How am I supposed to do that? Although saying that, going to Funland and going down Neville Street with all the arcades with the lights on, they do look amazing at night, all lit up. It looks like a shit Vegas. So I might get some footage. Might get some. But I've got, night filming is better. It is. The best filming is Blue Hour, which is an hour. Well, it's never an hour, but it's normally between 20 minutes and 40 minutes after sunset, where you get that lovely, there's a really deep blue before it goes dark blue. There's a deep blue to the sky. And it looks incredible. One of the videos that I've done recently that you mentioned, it looks really nice in the background, was in Blue Hour by the Marine Lake. So you could still see some light in the background. The sky was that really nice colour. And then nighttime filming, when it is nighttime like it is now, you have to go somewhere where there's loads of lights, so the lights stand out. Or a football match. Night games at a football ground look absolutely amazing. So stuff like that where there's loads of light, so it shows up in the dark better. Got dark at 6 there, and there's no. Oh, sorry, it was 6, not 5. 6 it was, wasn't it? 5:58, I think it was today, as opposed from 6:58 yesterday. So it's 6 o'clock. It got dark, which is still bad enough, isn't it? Know what I mean? Still bad enough. Mandy's probably too busy jazz knitting, she will be, and giving it loads of scababbity boop boop bap boop bow. Ali Ali-o, how you doing? You okay? The final countdown. Do. Jazz knitting. Yes, Esther. Mandy does jazz knitting. There's no pattern. She just starts, ball of wool, 2 knitting needles, and see what happens. And obviously it works quite well, because a lot of what she does turns out to be fantastic, but there's no, well, hang on. Where on earth would you find a pattern for that? Where would you find a pattern? Where would you even look for? Could you Google ninja potato knitting pattern? It just doesn't exist. So she had to make them up as she goes along, which I think, knowing that, fair play to her. Fair play to her, I say. But yeah, that's jazz knitting. No reason, no rhyme, just needles and twine. I'm a poet. I'm like one of those proper poets. So how are we all? Are we all right? Are we getting ready for Halloween, are we? Are we prepared? Have you got everything you need? I'm looking towards Christmas. And then just realising it's still the arse end of October. I need to get Jess to work out what she wants. Last couple of years it's been straightforward. I'll have a guitar, Dad. Just, I don't know, this year. She's having a driving lessons. She hasn't passed yet. So thankfully this year isn't buy me a car, Dad. She might get another guitar because she is obsessed with them. She's already got an amp. What else? What else can I get her? Maybe, is she into effects pedals? Maybe. Ali, oh, it's your turn on the bar. Don't forget to put your hand up if you want to go on the bar, the pink hand. Ali, oh, behind the bar. Jazz knitting sounds better than jazz music. Right. Some jazz music's alright, Esther. It genuinely is. You've got to find the kind of jazz that you like. Not everyone likes it. And then all of a sudden you hear something and think, actually, I quite like that. For me, it started off with Django Reinhardt, who I absolutely love. The hand is there, see, I can see that. It jumps out at me. But no, it's all right, you're behind the bar now anyway. Yeah, Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli and the Hot Club de Paris. Their stuff I really like. Django Reinhardt was a gypsy guitarist who his caravan got caught on fire and he got badly burned. So those two fingers were ruined and he played all his guitar basically with them two. And I struggle to be able to play anything that he plays. He's that good. Absolutely amazing. So my mate Gary Potter from Huyton, the best guitarist I've ever seen in my life without a shadow of a doubt. He is amazing. He's a world famous gypsy guitar player. Seeing him play some of the stuff is just mind blowing. How people can be that good. He gave me a load of records to listen to. He said, just try listening to this and see what you think. And I got into it and I absolutely loved it. I still do to this day. But a lot of the other stuff, the swing jazz, I hate. No, that all that, yeah, bollocks to it. Nah. Kirsty, you won't be here for Halloween. I know you won't. You will be in Italy, having it large, repping London in Italy. Look, Kirsty's not going to do anything stupid, especially not trying to steal those masks, because you would look rather good in those masks, has to be said, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he? You would. You look good in there. What is it? The disease masks. It sounds awful, doesn't it? Telling a lady she'd look fantastic in a disease mask, but you know what I mean. They are fabuloso. Fabuloso. A pint. Turelmo. Turlik. Pint. Can't beat a pint. I still haven't got one. I'm still on the tea. Thermos. Because you're worth it. Until this cold goes, I'm trying to give myself the best possible opportunity. And not drinking non-alcoholic beer apparently has given myself a good opportunity. Load of shite. I am only slightly jealous, by the way. You'd be buying one of the masks or doing one where you can paint your own. That's the one, I think. Really, really go for it. Make it in your own image. I look forward to that. You like all that stuff anyway, don't you? Which I do actually as well. I like all the steampunk stuff as well. I still haven't got around to buying a top hat. I don't think I could get away with it, to be honest. Great ad. I'm a natural born Sainsbury. I'm a natural born salesman. Suamos, because you're worth it. The amount of adverts these and Goo get off me every single week, and they still haven't sent me anything. Fucking door inges. Send free stuff, the pair of yous. Get it sorted. You do? I know, I like all that stuff as well. There's a good vibe to it. Hang on, I need to try something as well while we're here. And have a word with YouTube and Stream Deck and get them to sort their shit out. You should be able to press a button and stuff appears on screen. But no. They can't manage to do that. Wankers. I'm trying to find something that I've got on my thing. Sounds awful, that, doesn't it? Links. We're getting there. We are getting there. Paste, you bastard. Done. Sound. Must have missed the holiday thing. Thought Kirsty was in crisis. No. Heading to Italy. While the rest of us stay at home in this miserable shithole of a place. A bucket of tea. Are we having a bucket of tea? Because you can have a bucket or tea. There you go. There's your bucket of tea. All yours. Steve-O, Helen and Ruby, in case they're listening. I can imagine there were screams in their household and in our household at the same moment earlier on. The exact same moment. Middlesbrough were winning 3-1 at Norwich, and Norwich managed to bring it back and equalise, and it was 3-3 at the end. And I'm sure my dad screamed expletives at the TV when Norwich equalised. At the same time, Steve-O would have hit the roof. So it was yin and yang going on, I would have thought. But it means that both teams got a point at least, so everyone's happy-ish. Tea with a hint of poutine. Keeping it sensible. That screams sensible, doesn't it? Tea and poutine. Absolute peak sense. Babushka, yeah. What a song that is. I'm a huge fan of Kate Bush. I think her and Björk are very similar in using the voice as an instrument, not just as a voice. I always think Kate Bush sings like she's a violin, so there's loads of sweeps, quite high and low, and really heavy octave to octave sweeps, and then Björk sings like a trumpet. So there's lots of growly, gruff, and brass out, and it's interesting. I like that. People using their voices differently. Is Mandy in? She's around somewhere. She hasn't popped up yet, though. She will do, though. We surmise that she might be jazz knitting at the moment. Everyone's a winner. Is that a bit of hot chocolate? Do you know what? I genuinely always thought Errol Brown was about 6'3" or something. He was tiny, little tiny fella. What a voice though. And a big smile on his face all the time. What a dude. You were going to Google a helpline for Kirsty. Like child line. Is there a child line for grown-ups? Mandy's bucket on standby, ready for when if she does appear, if there's been some kind of tech issue or the jazz knitting's not going well, she will need a bucket, a brushy. A bit of the Polis on the Dukey as well. The bed's too big without you. Not heard that for a long, long time. How am I feeling, Ali Alio? I think I'm over the edge. I think I'm getting better. Slightly. A little bit. I've been injecting Lemsip into my eyeballs, so hopefully things are going to be sound. I think the next couple of days, a couple of half-decent sleeps, and then I might be all right, I think. The rain has finally stopped. There's a few drops here, but it has been very, very rainy where we are as well. Normally we get our rain directly from Ireland. What you get carries on and comes over here. So, yeah, it's been one of those days, hasn't it, Donald? It's been one of those days, mate. How's me marins are? The sound? As I say, my dad's gutted earlier on because Butter threw away a 3-1 winning margin with probably minutes to go, to be honest. Although Middlesbrough drew 3-3, Wrexham drew 2-2, Everton drew 1-1. So there's only Tranmere who got beat. I didn't see how FC20 got on though. I haven't seen their scores today. They must have been playing today because they played on Thursday. And even better, FC Twente beat Heracles, the local rivals, 5-0. 5-0. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Which leaves FC Twente 6th in the table. 5-0, Heracles. My dad scored a fantastic goal against Heracles away. In the snow, a volley. It's on the internet somewhere, I'll find it. You like to share it with us, thank you very much. I'll quite happily say thank you, but I think you need to apologise to Laz because all their rain in Manchester comes from you lot. And it's just non-stop pissing down. You only get 5 or 6 feet of rain a year, so it's not too bad, not too bad. I know, but that's the reason why the Emerald Island looks so beautiful and green. It's because you get loads of rain. It's good, man. Kirsty, your itinerary is giving you the crisis. You'll be sound, man. Esther, you never saw the Walkman, did you? I'll send you that later. Ali sent me pictures of a Walkman and the CD collection. Balls, I forgot to send that. You're mainly lurking today, Kurt. No worries. It's no problem at all. Lurking's no bad thing. What have I been up to apart from the hardcore Lemsip abuse? I went out on, was it Friday? And got slightly emotional over a sunset. How stupid things are. A couple of days off work where I chilled and thought, or I felt and thought at the same time, which is what thought came out as. I thought that I'd wasted a couple of days off, but I hadn't. Just seeing that sunset. That was an almost spiritual moment. It was lovely. Apart from that, I've been trying to script or work out my next 3 or 4 videos. When I say script, I don't actually mean a script because you can quite obviously tell by my videos they are all made up on the hoof. They're supposed to be because it's supposed to be how I feel about stuff. Yeah, but that, just trying to plan what my next 3 or 4 videos are going to be like. Esther, have you ever seen the rain? Esther from the Netherlands will have seen the rain. I remember seeing the rain when we were there quite a lot. Yeah, Kirsty, the mood will take it. You will absolutely love it. You'll thrive. By the time you get there, you'll worry about why you are ever even remotely concerned. You just be absolutely buzzing off what you're seeing and in the moment. And of course, you will be singing in your head, if nothing else, just one cornetto as you're in a gondola. Everyone does, I think. Just Juan Cornetto, give it to me. You will, you'll love it. It's the most coherent Kirsty's ever typed. That's because she's not slidey rights, not doing slidey rights. Don't blame it on the sunshine. Don't blame it on the moonlight. Don't blame it on the good time. Blame it on kabaddi, 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 kabaddi. You want to see the Walkman? Esther, I'll send it to you later. I've got the pics. You will. I'm sure anybody who's from the UK who's got on a gondola in Venice will have heard that song in their head, whether they meant to or not. It's just straight away, oh, this is it. This is where I am now. Unless you're me, of course. Instead of singing just one cornetto, I would be tempted to be singing just wanked in netto at the top of my head. Because I've got strange things going on up there. I am not normal. So I was told. That's a nice cup of tea. It's not a bucket, but it's a cup of tea. Yes, our Ali never stops singing in the comments. Loves it. There you go, Kirsty's back to it, back to the slidey. There's a lot going on in that one though, isn't there? Audition, luggage, seasick, crispy, quotidian, codify, Louvain, Tusker, jettison corridor, park, parochial pleasuring. Park parochial pleasuring sounds very much like dogging to me. Yes, do you like the cheesy tunes and the thick people that were clueless? That seems to be the British charts at the moment. Ali sings while in the shower. How do you know that, Donald? How do you know that, mate? Do I need to buy a suit? Does everyone sing in the shower? I don't. Is that weird? Am I the odd one out? Maybe I am. Although, what do I do? When I sneeze, I go woo-hoo while I feel heavy metal. And when I yawn, I continue it with an opera. An opera voice. Well, I used to do. I can't sing anymore because of the stroke. Bizarrely. Don't know why. Something in my brain has stopped me from singing. It's bizarre. Although I think the same thing happened to Edwyn Collins, wasn't it? And it took him ages to get back to be able to even get close to holding a tune. But no comment. Oh, I like no comment. It means the scandal. That's why you thought she could be in crisis. That's a very good, yeah, like a cry for help. Like those two fellas that were shot down in the first Gulf War. Remember them? They're looking after us really well. We're being fed, we're being looked after. As if they were looking up going, wink, wink, come and help quick. That kind of thing. Telling tales so the tale can be swung. Oh, I like that. That's a very, very good phrase, a good way of saying it. I like that. Should you do the gondola and serenade even though you are by yourself? Yes. And film it, of course. The fella behind you with the pole. Right, no, actually, let's rephrase that. The gondola driver, is he a driver? Rider, what is he? The gondola dude might even join in with you. You never know, he might do. Stranger things have happened. Oh. I did this last week, didn't I? I got out the shower and it was red hot and I opened the window. In the space of about 20 minutes I was fucking freezing. So I got the window open, but not by much. Gondola skipper. He could be the skipper. There's only one man, one boat, but could be the skipper. How many have I got on Twitch? There's 6,000 on Twitch at the moment. Hello to the 6,000 people watching on Twitch. I'm looking that way even though the camera's there. What's a stupid thing to do? Yeah. 6,000 there. The chat has gone off the scale. I've got one message and that was written by me. But the 6,000 watching, obviously. Discovered you could do the slidey writing thing when you were stoned. Say what? That must have been slightly confusing. The fellow with the pole, Esther, yeah. He stood behind the ladies with the pole in his hand. Jackie Lewis, what about you? How you doing, Jackie? You alright? Jinxie in the house. Yeah, don't sit on it. Oh, Jesus, don't sit on it. We have them over here as well, don't we? But not gondolas. You can go on the cam, which is where Cambridge is, and you can go punting, and there's a fella behind you with his pole in his hand, punting you along the cam. Which is mentioned in a song by Marillion called Garden Party. Punting on the cam. Yes. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. It was confusing. The whole thing's confusing. Esther holding the fort for the EU. Almost. Ali and Donald are also in the EU, don't forget. Because Irish are far more sensible than the fucking English, of course. Sorry, far more sensible. Less racist than the British. If you vote for Brexit, we promise we'll send all the brown people back. Alright, yeah, alright. Yeah, brilliant. By the way, we've got more people coming in now than we did beforehand, but you know. Yes, Donald, you are. Ali, you are as well, genuinely. It's funny because even people like Geert Wilders in the Netherlands, who wanted to get Netherlands out of Europe as quickly as possible, has seen what happened, and Marine Le Pen in France has seen what's happened with Brexit and just said, no, not a chance we're leaving the EU. It'll just ruin the country like it ruined the UK. So even they've seen, even the most ridiculous racist right-wingers in the rest of Europe are looking at it and going, nah, we've seen what happens, not doing that. Like watching someone fall off a bike. Nah, I'm not going to get on that one anymore, not a chance. You're saying nothing, well, let's hear it then. Irish in the house as well, yeah. You forgot about that. Well, you would do, your bloody Irish, say. Racist Brit, of course. You're all Irish anyway. All of you, whether you're north or south. Fantastic people. I love the Irish. We have plenty of them over here. Plenty. Including Seamus Coleman. How can you not love the Irish? You're going without headphones. Jackie, you're not Irish. You are, aren't you? Is Northern Ireland not in... Well, the name sort of would give it away that you might be Irish. Northern Irish. Still Irish. Nobody mentions Nexit anymore. Geert Wilders actually said, come out and said, no, we're not doing it, or I'm not pushing for it because it's been an unmitigated disaster in the UK. Marine Le Pen, no, not having it. North and South comrades, one and all, you're reined in today. Reined in Northern Ireland. Who'd have thunk it? You can have an Irish passport. I know you might be British. You might be British, but you're still Irish because you're from Northern Ireland. In the same way that I've got a British passport and do not consider myself to be English, because the English can go and fuck themselves. And I think I've mentioned this before. I don't go to the same point that the Liverpool fans do because I'm an Evertonian, like. That's Scouse, not English. But when you as a city get treated as badly as we have by our own country, and if you're in Northern Ireland, if you're in Southern Ireland, if you're in India, you'll know all about this. If you get treated badly by that country, you tend not to put your full weight behind them. Although I don't give a shit if the England team gets beat, the England football team gets beat. I'd rather them win, but if you lose, doesn't bother me in the slightest. I support the English cricket team, the English rugby league team. I want them to win. English boxers, yes. But we say about Liverpool, we're outward looking. The city looks outwards towards Dublin, Belfast and New York more than it looks inwards towards the rest of England. So we're a strange city in that kind of way, but the way we were treated with Thatcher putting us into managed decline and then Hillsborough, there's been a huge percentage of the city growing up having a dislike, a disrespect, and wanting to do nothing with England anymore. So, yeah, that's what it is, man. Jinxie, your passport is out of date. What? How? How can it be out of date? Do you need one to go to the Republic, or you're all right with that? Is it like an open border kind of thing? I don't know. I wouldn't know. I took mine with me when we went to Belfast. Better off with an Irish passport than an English. You are, definitely. Just through getting through passport control if you're going into Europe for a start. Keep on your toes and your head swivel. Have a good time. That's the best way to look at it. Always keep your hand on your bag. If you've got clothes with lots of pockets with zips and things, put your good stuff on the inside in zips, out the way. Jackie, you haven't been abroad in a couple of years. I thought you was abroad. Oh, you mean overseas? Mine runs out in 6 months, actually, I think. I haven't been away for a long, long time. Put it this way, I won't be going over to New York for coffee, so tell with consequences. You will as soon as you're ready. There is a good chance then that your passport will end up about 2 miles in that direction. Lots of passport stuff gets done in Southport at Smedley Hydro. Harry Kane's family is just down the road from you. His cousins used to babysit you, and your mother used to teach music to them. Oh, I didn't realise that. I saw he scored again today. Really good goal as well. H-bomb himself. Bank holiday, so you're off tomorrow. Very nice. Lucky sods. Got that planned already. Yeah, of course, not stupid. Not stupid. It's the way you've got to be, isn't it, really? Just whenever you go abroad, just presume that there's going to be someone who will try to do you a disservice. Protect for it. Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. The way to do it. You might be fine, but you never know. Ali, oh, you were busy today. We have busy days, don't we? Do you have to go to Dublin to get Jackie's passport? I'm sure if you go to any pub in Dublin, you'll be able to find a passport. You know what I'm saying? Same in Liverpool. Liz and Yvonne Kane are Harry's cousins. They're on YouTube if I fancy hearing them play music. I will have a look for that. I will put my hands up as well with Harry Kane. I remember seeing him for the first 8 or 9 months he was playing and thinking, I don't get what the fuss is. He's nothing. There's nothing there to say he's going to be half decent. And then he just kept on getting better and better and better every year. Never rested on his laurels, kept on pushing harder. And has just got to the point where he is one of the best strikers in the world. But that's because he's worked hard for it. So I'm very, very glad to have been wrong with that one. I just couldn't see what they were going on about, but fair play to him. No bank holiday there in Northern. Same here. Got to work hard tomorrow. Could probably get the paperwork sent to you. What is going on tonight? What? With what? With who? With what? With what? What's going on with what? What are you on about, Jinxie? We don't have a bank holiday now until... Piggly ding, next. We don't have a bank holiday until Christmas. Our last one is in the late August one. After that, nothing until Christmas. And then back around when it comes to Christmas, New Year, then March it'll be after that. Where's Mandy? Nowhere to be seen. We think she may well be jazz knitting as we speak. Bank holiday pay. Brucey bonus. Have you had a British passport, Jinx, say you'd be entitled to the bank holiday, you would. But you'd have to be careful walking down the Shankill Road, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be allowed in the Divis flats or anything like that. Connie, you going live tomorrow or Thursday? Get on it if you can. No other ones. We have that thing of, it's in the new year, it will be, well, New Year's Day, you've got that, and then also then, depending on when Easter is, but it's March, April, May, and then we get through to August and that's it. So they're all sort of springy, loads of springy ones, but very little else, to be honest with you. I might try and book another couple of days off in the next couple of weeks. But that's a pain in the ass about the clocks going back. It's now getting dark at just before 6 o'clock at night. So no matter where you go, if you want to start filming somewhere, go to North Wales, go to the Lake District. If you want to start recording anything, the day's about that long, so you've got to get there early, but not too early because it won't be light until whatever time. Quickly get out, do as much filming as you can, get back in the car, get home and edit everything. So you've probably got about 20 minutes of filming and 9 hours of editing. Passport apply. Irish one. We haven't got any Irish. I can't go back as far as getting an Irish passport, which is a pain in the arse. Welsh, yes. Irish, no. I think our family's Irish before that. Talking about Jack getting an Irish passport, she's entitled to it. Get one. You should do. Because, again, if you want to go anywhere in Europe, rather than standing in a line with all the British meths, you can just sail through, wave your passport. Je suis Européen, je suis Européen. Get the fuck in, British bastard, you. Just do that and walk through, you'll be sound. You'll take a bank holiday. You'd say you were Jewish if you got time off. You pretty much get time off any time you want. Just go in and be hyper aggressive and they'll let you have whatever you want off. Obviously, jaggy lurse. Yeah, you get Saturdays off anyway, that's about it. That's all you're going to get. Whereas Mandy's around and about somewhere, just not in here at the moment. We have decided she's jazz knitting. But if it's been really raining badly, I know I've had problems here when it's rained badly that the internet goes off, so it might go off where she is as well. One never knows. If you Google passport renewal, that should help you. Or you can get the paperwork at the post office. You don't need one, but you'll apply for an Irish passport to make it easier to travel. You should do. There's some places where you go to where genuinely being British, trying to get through there, looks like it's an absolute nightmare. My mum and dad go to Portugal every year, and the first sort of transition years they went, oh, it's going to be all right, this. And then sudden reality hit, and they were hanging around for hours. And it's a ball ache because you don't have to worry about if you're getting a lift or you need to get a taxi or something. Can you get one? None of you here is dreadful. You've been really badly hit. Yeah, because it'll also be a destination where people who want to get into the EU can go to very quickly and just walk across the border. So you have to be careful. And also then for you as well, if you've got the Irish passport, you don't have to worry about the more than 90 days within the last 180 days in the EU. You can just go there whenever you feel like. The extra cost you pay, stupid, all of it. Brexit, all of it has been stupid. It's the biggest act of self-mutilation in history. And the people who pushed for it are the ones who are benefiting from it because they were getting paid by rogue states to do it. Feckin' idiots. Jinxie, do you want a mocktail? Do you want a mocktail? Go on. That's yours, €80 in the last 10 years, but yours is overdue. Ours costs, I think, about the same, to be honest with you. Around about €80, but 60 odd quid, is it? In the last 10 years. But you're also, I think you have to you need to have at least 6 months left to go anywhere, so you need to get it done before it's ready to run out, you know. I'll have to find where I know where mine is. I'll have to check it out, man. You funk soul brothers. Pint for Esther and buckets for Donald. Anyway, it's who's next behind the bar? Our rally's been on for about 6 months. Who wants a shift? Put your hands up. Pink hands in the air if you want to work behind the bar. 100 quid plus over there. What? Jenksy, you better get behind the bar and get some tips if you want to get your passport sorted. It's stupid. I know it might be a little bit more expensive where you are because it'll have to be shipped over here, so you have the postage. But it just is stupid. Oh, Cocteau Twins, pink, orange, red. I love the Cocteau Twins. Very expensive it is. It all is just fucking stupid. Stupid. Leaving the EU is a ridiculous idea. It's the biggest single trading bloc on earth. The richest trading bloc on earth. And then all the stuff that we make. We don't make anything these days. The fishermen were making a few quid. We had the world's financial capitals were all within London. All the biggest companies were all here. They've now moved to Amsterdam, Frankfurt and Paris. It's on its arse. That's a tech phrase as well, or it's on its arse. Yours is 80, Ali Ali-O. You've got the extra border issues that cost you extra in the shops. It's very, very complex, isn't it? I mean, Northern Ireland's always been complex, but you then throw in the fact that you've got a physical border with the EU, it's even worse. Mad. Got to take 2 buses to get there. It's a 15-minute drive. You have to take 2 buses. And you've got to take a photo as well. Ball ache. Hadewig, goedenavond. How's it going? You okay? Can you not do your photo at home? You can't anymore, can you? Used to be able to. Green screen. I did that for me blue badge. I did the green screen at home. There's absolutely not a single, I swear there's not a single wall in this house which is empty. There's something on everything. Whether it's an extra bit of wall pointing, what if I leveled up to level 1 because I knocked myself back down, didn't I, the other day?
It's going up, 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 it's there.
We're not counting that though, because I was at level 15 or something. I put myself back down to 0 because I shouldn't be levelling up. Yeah, so there's absolutely nowhere where there's just a plain wall. So I had to get the green screen, lift that up, and took a picture of myself looking like an absolute idiot and sent it off, and they were happy with it. Oh, if you claim you're a follower of Islam, you get Friday as well. That's a long weekend every weekend. Level 1. Oh, no, that's a proper level up,
It's
Esther.
going up, it's 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 there.
It is there. Jaffa cakes. We want some Jaffa cakes for Ali Alio. You can also have a bucket of tea. Get yourself a bucket of tea. There you go. Never heard of it? How do you sign up? Loads of places. Loads of places will do it for you. Party time, Ashley. Yeah, party time. Oh, but if that's entertainment by the Jam, I love that. I can play this, except I can't play guitar at the moment. And I can sing this, except I can't sing at the moment. Apart from that, I can play and sing it perfectly. That is a fact. Drinks for everyone. Esther's buying drinks for everyone. Happy hour, all drinks half price. There you go. Save a few quid to have your picture taken for your passport. Oh, hang on. Thermos, because you're worth it. Yeah, they plan to make a 4-day week standard instead of a 5-day week. They should do. It's been trialled in places and it's worked really well. Because 4 days is not 5 days. Having a 3-day weekend or 3 days off work works really well for people. They've got more time. More time to spend with the family and everything. Tips appreciated. You need to update your passport. Who's tending the bar? The bar is Jackie, our Jinxie, which is in the top left. It's in the top left now, Hedwig. It's in the top left. We've changed things around slightly. The same hours. No, it's whatever your hours were, 1 day gets taken off. So you're not working 5 over 4 like you would do if you're doing condensed hours in an office. They literally take 7 hours 24, it'd be for me, 7.5 hours off your working week, but you get paid the same. And they've found that people work 4 days a week, so instead of working 37 hours, they work 30 hours. They'll do just as much, if not more, because they can feel motivated in those days that they're in work. Finland tried it. I think Finland do it now, don't they? You spin round 3 times and tick the box. That's dead or alive, isn't it? Isn't that what happens? You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a Muslim baby, right round, round, round. An absinthe, 4 parts water. That's an absinthe, isn't it? An absinthe. I haven't tried one of them, absinthe. I was always scared of it. When you see it on the top shelf, glass behind it and lights there, and it's all bubbling green, it makes it look as though it's, I don't know, something out of a chemical laboratory. Nah. You already work 4 days a week, but full time, which is a maximum of 36 hours. But what they're trying to do then is 36, 37 hours would be 5 days. So you divide that by 5, times it by 4. Those would be the hours that you'd have to work. So you'd be doing 24, is it? Something like that, but you'd still be getting paid the same amount. Yeah, something like that. 7, 14, 28. 28-ish. 25, 26, 27-ish. Something like that anyway, you know what I mean. Because otherwise, they could say, oh, you can work 4 days a week, but we want you to work 12 hours a day. You're not getting any benefit out of it, whereas telling you to do 4 days a week is dropping the amount of hours that you spend in an office. Much better. When it's properly made, it's about strong as wine. I didn't realise that. What about money for reduced hours? The money stays the same. That's the point, Jinxie. That's the point. It's not about reducing the amount of money you take home. It's reducing the hours that you do. So in a 37-hour week, someone will produce 100 widgets, whatever it is, 100 things. Doing 30 hours a week over 4 days, they will still produce 100 things, but they'll be happier. They'll spend more time with the family. They'll be more content with their lot in life. It's been tried. It's been tested in places, and it works. It's like getting a pay rise, but you're not getting a pay rise. You're just working less hours. So your hourly rate actually does go up. Does that make any sense? If they said to you next week, right, you're on £500 a week for doing 5 days. Now you're doing 4 days a week and you're still getting paid 500 quid. The amount of hours that you do per day hasn't changed. It's like a pay rise to boss. It should be whitish. If it's green, there's food colouring in it. Ah, right. I didn't know any of this. You do 4 times 9 hours a week. Now, for us, or for where I am, 7 hours and 24 minutes is the day. That's your day per week. It's 37 hours per week, which works out at 7 hours and 24 minutes per day for 5 days. So doing 9 hours a day is a above average office hourly thing. So even then, what to do is be prorated, if you know what I mean. Does that include breaks? Yeah, got to take the breaks into consideration as well. You're getting head bumps from Drachia currently, and one of the dogs from the fat area that you can still smell. No es bueno, as they say in Japan. Fur babies spam. Fur baby spam. Disco Inferno. 9.5 hours per day, 9 hour work day. Right, so it's not taken into account. With us, to say there's 7 hours 24, we do get an hour's paid lunch in there as well. Which, it's no bad thing. How do you have them on your Instagram? You do, don't you? Plenty of them. It's one of the good things about Insta. It's not the same as it used to be. It used to be people's dinners and half-wits in Dubai. People who rent a McLaren for 2 days and then wear a massive watch, a fake watch, a rented McLaren, and then go to Dubai. Oh, I'm an Instagram influencer. Knobheads. There's a place, isn't there? or there's places all around the world. There's places you can go to where it's like a set, which makes it look like you're on a private plane or a private jet, and you can rent the place for a day, get all your friends in there, they'll bring you champagne, you put your feet up, and then record all your stuff, so it makes it look like you are a proper influencer on the private jet to Dubai, but actually it's just you and your mates in a lock up in Slough or something, you know what I mean? The whale's gone mad. The whale's gone mad. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Ali, Ali, out. You don't have Insta either, do you? You don't. Kirsty, your sister arrived? No worries. Joust is good. You cut a pumpkin with your sister and nephew this morning. You put the results on your Instagram. Lovely stuff. You will see loads of pumpkin and stuff like that because Instagram is also, it's seasonal. There'll be loads of stuff going on in Christmas time. There'll be loads of summer stuff going on. There's holidays and what have you. But in general, it's not a bad thing. I don't think Instagram. I think it's fairly all right. Something different than pics of what you ate today. But that's what Instagram used to literally be. Just pictures of people's dinners. That's it. Then all of a sudden, someone took a picture of a sunset, and then someone done a picture of a river they were walking past. And oh, do you know what? We can do actual pictures of what's going on here. It's nice. Can't cope without Mandy. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? She's missing out on points as well. Apparently, we're going to see the doctor, but now you know it's only food covering. A huge relief. No more joust adventures. No more joust provocatively attacking carrots. Did you eat the pumpkin? Oh, Jeff, the postman knocked this morning. I'm still not letting him out the coffin now. Jeff, man. Heavy that, isn't it? The chickens and your friend's horses ate it. Did he like stuff like that? I never know what chickens eat. Did he eat anything? Are they omnivores, chickens? If it's too yellow, you need... To be honest with you, Jackie, that's not the symbol for water. That's the symbol for the end of the dogging. Dogging mayonnaise is what that is. Mandy could be giving you the opportunity to catch up on points. She might be. You never know. Naughty Jeff, isn't he? He's a naughty bad villain, is our Jeff. Yeah, Kirsty, what day is it you go? Tuesday, which is literally a couple of days away. Literally. Fabulous. Chickens eat everything but orange and banana peel and raw potatoes and raw onions. Bloody hell. So, yeah, you could literally just throw them anything and they get rid of it. Very nice. What's the symbol for water? We don't know. We just know that that's not the symbol for water. That's a symbol for other things, but not water, unfortunately. You like pumpkin, but it's a pain to cut it. Same for knolselderij. Don't know what it's called in English. Me neither. Don't heard of that. What the bloody hell is it? Horses never had pumpkin before. Didn't know what to make of it. Lots of pumpkin flying around. What? There's something else eats pumpkins. It might have been horses, actually. I've seen something else eating pumpkin. It might have been someone else's horses. Where... yeah. But they got proper wired into it, so it might be horses. They might like that kind of thing. Yes, and our Jackie is a medical person and doesn't know about these things. Did I change the US? Delete it. Where's that gone now? The way the camera is. Yeah, it's... Hang on, let me just... It's still more woody, can you see? The autofocus blurs it out slightly though. The United States of wardrobe is still very woody. But because I'm using a Sigma at 1.4 aperture, it gives me a very, very nice blurry background. The bokeh in the background is stunning. As you can see by the fact that the light looks really blurry, dead blurry. Seen your chicken catch and eat mice? What? Literally anything then. Jinxie got a degree from the University of YouTube, like a lot of flat earthers do. Canol Selderitis celeriac. That's Blake Selderi. Getting confusing me as well, but I've never heard of either of them two. So your chicken catch and eat pigeons? What? The mice carry diseases. Chocolate ones don't. Stick with them. Divisible prodigious Coddington. My mate's surname's Coddington. Civic dog. Oxus futuristic birth. Audiovisual how or ho or web. It's all protein, isn't it? The flags are up there. I might need to drop them down. In fact, I think I might has that. There you go. I think I might need a different ball head. I think I do. So they are there. And now I think I might have cocked that up because now it's lost my autofocusy on my face, hasn't it? All animals carry disease. Right, I'm going to have to turn the camera off and back on again. Just to see whether or not it picks me up rather than a bear in the background. Me, not the bear. It's going to go back to the bear, isn't it? The chickens are getting out of hand. Chickens are going to take over the world, aren't they? They're just going to eat everything. They'll be in league with the octopi. I am convinced octopus, they are the next human. The way that we are now top of the food chain, the octopus is the smartest thing out there. Might even be alien. Octopus might be alien. They've just gone under the water to see what's going on. They'll come out of the water. They'll be on land soon. They'll develop lungs. They'll swing from trees. They'll drive cars. They'll do all kinds of stuff. It won't be us left. It'll be them. They'll be in charge. You might just sell your young rooster yesterday. Ah, nice one. Some guy that came all the way from Friesland. Now he doesn't have to go to the chicken field to be eaten by the foxes and the buzzards. You sent me that does look celeriac-y. It does look very celeriac-y. I don't know. I'm not a kook. I'm not a kook. I've got a nuke. There's no kookbook in the nuke. Have a look. Does he have cows as well? Yeah. Put it back the way it was. No, this was the way it was, Ali. It must have just drooped down slightly. I need a proper ball head, I think. It's got a proper ball head on it, but I need a better one. Because occasionally, it does start drooping. I have cameraman's droop, unfortunately. But now you can see the stuff in the background. It's still, there's a bokeh, there's a background blur, but you can see at least what's going on, can't you? So that does look better. No cows that you know of. But you don't know. There could be. You never know. Do you live in a zoo? You've got a lot of animals. It's nice though. Some people are really animal oriented, aren't they? Whereas others are just can't be arsed with them and they're horrible to them. I think it's better off if you're nice to them, look after them. Plus animals will normally look after you as well, won't they? No freezing cows. No, they're all warm.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
The cows are freezing. No, they're warm. That was very poor indeed. Very poor indeed. Don't feel bad for the chickens. They sound like right knobheads, they do. Just going around eating everything that moves. You rehomed your donkey and your sheep last spring. Now the rooster's gone as well. Now just the doggies, cats, chickens and mice. That's a bit more manageable. A bit less woor. Boom, boom, and the car bombs at it again. We bought a zoo. There's a film about that, isn't there? Didn't ask for the mice, they just turned up. Mob-handed. Very poor indeed, very poor. As bad as a Donald joke. Yeah, but I'm a dad. That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it? The name dad joke was invented because that's what we do as dads. If you can't make your kid cringe at least 2 or 3 times a week, there's something wrong with you. My daughter constantly says to me, "You're not funny," while she's laughing her head off. "You're not funny, Dad." Well, stop laughing then. I'm not laughing. What you're doing now is laughing, genuinely. It's not funny. There's a crappy drink called an Irish car bomb. What? What is in that? Petrol. Petrol with a Semtex float, I don't know. Steve-O, 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 and Tom to Tom, Tom, Tom. You've heard of it as well. Do we have to start doing them in the pause? A bucket of tea I can do, but I'm not sure I can do a car bomby thing. Can't remember what's in it, but it's manky. We'll avoid that one then. Should we Google it? If I Google it, will someone come flying in through that window? SAS through the window. What have you been looking at on Google, dear boy? I heard people talk about it, but you don't know what's in it. I'd also be very, very careful asking what's in it, I think. What's in an Irish car? What? Been a while since you needed petrol, not for the car. Have you got a petrol lawnmower? Is that what you're trying to say to us, Jackie? Is that what you're trying to say to us? Is it like Jaeger bombs? Slightly bigger, I would have thought. Hedwig Googled it, thank you. So I don't have to. Irish cream and Irish whiskey into a glass of Irish stout. Right, so that sounds like it could be disgusting, to be honest with you. In a shot glass. Ugh. My 5 will kidnap you. There were plenty of Irish lads in the Republic. Yep. There's lots of bad stuff happened in the past. Lots of really bad stuff. To people who didn't deserve it either. At least it won't be on our Google search. Definitely not. Although all of a sudden there'll be people looking at the parts of the Netherlands thinking, what the fucking hell's going on here? The loss of milk bottles has been disastrous. It has. Skip it, yeah, skip it, Esther. Did it still not do it there? What? What happened to the milk bottles? We stopped using them. Very few people use milk bottles these days. It's all cartons, isn't it? Plastic. As opposed to the proper old school glass bottles, which were very handy when filled with petrol to be used for nefarious activities. Yes, cartons don't break open when you throw them. Bottles do. Yes, Molotov cocktails, exactly. You need to put them in. And milk bottles have got a wide opening at the top, a wide mouth. Is that what you call it? A mouth on a bottle. So they're quite easy to fill up and put rags in and things like that. Molotov invented those? Or will they be credited to being named after him? Comrade Molotov, who was part of Stalin's backroom staff. Is that a way of putting it? That sounds too football, that, doesn't it? He was part of Stalin's backroom staff. Or was he a goalkeeping coach or something? Fuck's sake. Got a milkman that does glass bottles. There you go. Kirsty's your man to ask. Yeah, a 4-litre plastic bottle doesn't have the same effect. Louise. How you doing? You okay? Were they thrown at Molotov? Should we find out? We'll find out. I'll Google this one because, Heather, you don't want to be caught Googling too much of this. Where's the etymology? Right, the name Molotov cocktail was coined by the Finns during the Winter War. In 1939, the name was a pejorative reference to Soviet Foreign Minister Vyacheslav Molotov, who was one of the architects of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact on the eve of World War II. The name's origin came from the propaganda Molotov produced during the Winter War, mainly his declaration on Soviet state radio that incendiary bombing missions over Finland was actually airborne humanitarian food deliveries for the starving neighbours. So, oh, hang on, Donald.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
So the Russians were firebombing Finland and he was telling people that they were dropping food parcels there instead. So that's why they started calling them Molotov. Nice. Piggly ding. Next. I'm friendly with Brenda McKenna. That sounds like a rhyme. That sounds like a bloody Irish song, that, doesn't it? Guitar, bodrin. I'm friendly with Brenda McKenna. That's Spanish, isn't it? That's Mexican. I'm friendly with Brenda McKenna. No, not the same at all. Are you still here, Kirsty? As in the UK, not are you still around? She is. Who's next? Who wants to work behind the bar? Pink hand if you want to do a shift. Let me know. We've just piggly dinged, so if anyone else wants to do a shift, put the pink hand in the air and wave it like you just don't care. Jackie, you're friendly with all sorts of people. We've heard that about you. It's written on the walls in Belfast. Ali, oh. Right, you're the next one who's up. Louise, right, you're after that sound. See, that works really well. Because I've got this in Firefox, which has got a black background. The pink hand really stands out brightly. It's good, I like it. It's a good idea, this. It is a very good idea. As ideas go, it's a good one. Louise, you want to go? Yep. Do you want to go next? We can do that. There we go. Ali's been on one, so Louise, you're on next. You're on now, come on. Get your orders into our Lulu Bell, Lucifer, Lulu Bamba. Get your orders in. You might not be awake in half an hour. Clock changing, COVID jab and all that malarkey. Oh, how are you feeling? You're okay? It's weird, the COVID jab and the flu jabs and everything. Some people just don't seem to be slightly bothered by it. Others, on the other hand, are absolutely wiped out for days. Haven't seen Olga ride by on her bear for ages. Has she been hibernating in the deep south? She has been. Don't forget to tickle Olga. Tickle Olga. It's needed. Ali spent all her money on whiskey and beer, which Louise has just provided. Louvely jubilee. Kirsty's doing the food. We're cooking on gas here. Well, Kirsty is. A Fanta and Pringles. There you go. Some horn cocktail, salt and vinegar. Very sour and chili or teddy salted. Get 'em down, you. Vegetarian as well. Very, very thoughtful, our Kirsty, providing every option we could possibly need. Can we have snacks for the hot tub? We can indeed. We can indeed. Some veggie stuff. She's very, very thoughtful, Kirsty, isn't she? Making sure everyone's catered for. Literally making sure everyone's catered for. The flu jab made you tired. COVID jab gives you flu-like symptoms for 3 to 4 days. I can't remember my last COVID jab. Apart from the fact that it was on... Was it the 5th of May, 2020? 5th of May at 5:55. And I mentioned the fact that it was 5:55 on the 5th of the 5th. And that I was going to end up... what was going to end up with? They were going to turn on 5G and then turn me into a zombie or something. And they never. But in the August, I had the stroke. So somebody saw what I put on Twitter and went, you only had the stroke because of you had the vaccine, you sheep. You fucking idiot. That's the first thing you think about when someone says they've had a stroke. Go through their entire back catalogue of tweets and say, all right, he's had the COVID jab. Knobhead. So I responded, s'il vous plaît. Donald, do you remember Dingnam, Burns and Stars? Say what? Louise, go to bed with a hot water bottle and a good cup of tea. That will fix almost anything. Almost anything. Jackie, you were fine with both your flu and COVID jabs. That's because you're not human. You haven't got a bloodstream, you're just full of battery acid. We know this to be true. Oh, do you have any fried onion rings? I love onion rings. That was one of the things that we used to have when we made crapass of a night. Mini sausage rolls, potato smiley faces, chicken nuggets, turkey drumsticks, onion rings, and then loads of dips. You're over the worst. You had the jab on Wednesday and you surfaced on Saturday. Oh, good to hear that you're feeling better, Louise. Much better. Petrol in your veins and ice as well sometimes. Jinxie the Ice Maiden. Bitter Ballon. Oh yes, definitely. Some of them as well. Is it your first, or have you had them before? You had the first 2 in the booster and you still got it 4 times. I had the first 2 and the booster and I have not to this day had COVID. Not yet at all. Bitter ballon with mustard. Hagelslag as well, yes, hagelslag. To those who don't know what that is, they are chocolate hundreds and thousands that you have on bread. Butter your bread, throw on the hundreds and thousands, the hagelslag. Huge, huge, huge thing over there. There's no emoji for the onion rings. We need to kick off with this. Definitely. Hugs for Louise, yep. Jackie's touching wood yet again. Are you in the car park, are you? Esther had 2 Kvekkerboom croquetten earlier. I haven't had croquetten in years, and when I say years, I mean 1985 probably. Oh man, I do miss Dutch food. Well, some Dutch foods. Most of the other food I miss from over there is actually Indonesian, isn't it? On white bread, it has to be on white bread as well. Hagelslag op witte brood. Tuurlijk, tuurlijk. Do you know how you caught it? Does anyone know? Or is it just... it comes on slowly so you don't really know? You had the first 2, Ali, and booster, and you're a mild dose after you got the booster. The booster was after that. May to August is when I had the stroke, so people are saying that's what caused it. Whereas looking at my lifestyle, I would say it was that caused it, and high blood pressure. How can you request new emojis? There's got to be a way of doing that. How else did he find new ones? Someone's got to request them, haven't they, in the first place? Damn right. Yeah, 1985, that's when we moved back to England. ...1985, back home. And then not been back since. Not had croquetten. There's not much Dutch food over there. There is a place though that does. It's frozen. There's a frozen thing you can get online, can't you? That does some of this stuff. I haven't tried it yet though. I should do, really, shouldn't I? Really, shouldn't I? Don't moan about it, do it. You've had the jabs before, it's the same every time. That's just the way it affects you. That's what's going to happen. Every time you have them, that is what's going to happen. Hugs from everyone. Indonesian food is lovely, it is. I know we went for the Chinese and then it was different, and then someone said, well, it's not Chinese. Well, it's the same, isn't it? No, it's not the same, it's different. And it was different, but it was still lovely. It's got rice with it. Yes, there the similarity ends. Fair play for going back. Yeah, rice tafel, that's the one. We thought it was just going to be like going out for the Chinese in England, and it wasn't. But it was really nice. And it was slightly different. It was just different enough that it was different, but not too different where you haven't got a clue what's going on. So for all of us that went, we liked it, and we kept on going back all the time. The same place in Enschede. Just down the road from Vroom and Dreesman. In case you ever go there. Barnsley, each time was through your dad or your sister going in hospital, right? So you know exactly where it's coming from. Pain they don't deliver. They can't deliver from Enschede to Southport. Not even sure that place is still open that we used to go to. Le Juste, Joust is very happy on your lap. Charlie has bitten you 5 times today. You must be evil if you're getting that out of your own cat. Donald, you don't have a pink hand, but your hand is in the air and you're waving like you just don't care. It is noted. It is noted. I can see that. Yes, then the chat smile. If you click on the smile where chat is, there's loads of emojis in there. Big emojis. The pink one stands out really well. The yellows do as well, to be honest, but because people put smiley faces in there, the yellows tend to just not jump out as much as other colours. But it's nice. I like it. I like it. Found it. It is found. You mean in general, Chinese restaurants almost never deliver, just takeaway? That is completely different to the way... So there you go. Pink hands in the air. That's completely different to the way it is over here. All places that didn't used to deliver found out that there's lazy fuckers sat at home, quite happily ordering. Chinese restaurants, you had to go in the restaurant to go and pick your stuff up, or to go and sit down. Now they are quite happy to go on Just Eat or Deliveroo, because they can make a bloody fortune, and you haven't got people in the restaurant taking up space, but you can still charge them the same. You still charge restaurant prices. You can get almost anything. Southport, considering it's not a massive place, there's under 100,000 people live here. You can get almost any kind of food. There's a Nepalese restaurant, there's a Himalayan one, which I think should be the same. Thai, all the Chinese, the Indian, Bangladeshi, Italians, Turkish. It's absolutely everything. Korean gaff. I like the Korean stuff. Oof. Korean fried chicken, the original KFC. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Jinxie, you couldn't find it last week. You couldn't, but it was worked through, wasn't it? The community worked together. I like it. It is modern technology. Literally just sit here with your phone, find out what you want, order anything, and it will be delivered. Jealous. But that's because I live in it's a fairly big town, but stretched over a quite thin space. There's loads of places. But the Mackey's up the road, which is the quickest thing to order, but I try not to order from there because it's Mackey's, you know what I mean? Craigavon district has 80,000 in 100 miles squared. There's 100,000 in, fucking hell, probably about 3 or 4 miles squared here, to be honest. There's a chap that does delivery for most takeaways. That's the places that you go to in the world. You will find. I've got a pizza bow bun place near you. London, you can literally get anything. Liverpool's the same. You can try and make up the most stupid thing you can think possible, and put it into Just Eat, and it'll go, yeah, there's 27 nearby. What do you want? What the fucking hell? What? First time was before the jabs at the beginning of 2019. Did mess you up with just a really bad cold. You see, my mum said she had something. I think it might have been before that, or around about that same time rather. Before the lockdown, she had something. She said, I still haven't had it, unless it was so weak with me that I never noticed it. But yeah, genuinely mad. You only have local Turkish pizzeria, Vietnamese fry snack bar, Belgian sushi restaurant and a donut shop from Aachen, Germany who deliver. Well, where you are, you can literally get them from Netherlands, Belgium and Germany, can't you? Fucking hell, it's mad that though. Belgian sushi restaurant, because all the best Japanese food comes from Belgium. McDonald's is not as cheap as it was, nowhere is, but they really have put the prices up, haven't they? I don't eat anything like that these days, or if I do, it is very, very, very random. Fucking hell, turn into Scooby-Doo, haven't I? Ooh, random. Seldom. Used to get a Mackey's every week when Jess came to stay at the weekend. Nah, not anymore. Might have had one in about the last 4 months. Lots of food talk, yes. Drink, anyone? Louise is working. Get your orders in. The donut shop takes 2 hours to deliver with a minimum of €150. Who orders €150 of donuts to be delivered? Fat fuckers, that's who. Or people who own companies. Mackey's is kind of far. It's about 60 miles from you. Jesus. You're never more than about 2 miles away from one here. Same for you, Esther. Just pizza and shawarma. You're no fan. Oh well. Unfortunately. Bartender's choice for Jinxie. Coke for Kirsty. A nice chamomile tea with honey. Very nice. Coke and a spice bag for Ali Alio. Louise, you had it in January 2019. Went to the doctors and they had to help you on with your coat. You were so knackered. That is just insane, isn't it? Yeah, you're not missing anything. Your nearest Mackey's is a half-hour car journey. Mine is literally just there. Even now, I could still walk to it if I felt like it because it's that close. A Benny and hot wards anything off. There's a ring for that, isn't there? You could do adverts for that one. Radio adverts. A Benny and hot wards anything off. The Vietnamese fries are good. I have to give them that. Oh, they're from Belgium as well. I'm off me fries. I'm still not eating potatoes. You'd be hungry half an hour or so after eating a Mackey's. It's not really filling, isn't it? It's not good. Apache Pizza is about 12 miles, not too bad. Even that, I mean, and I suppose where you are it's quieter. But even so, 12 miles sounds mad because literally within the space of 2 miles of where I am, there is everything. Absolutely everything. You like the lumpias as well. Lumpia, shove it up your jumper. Yeah, I know people who get Mackey's breakfast delivery. They used to in our work. Do you want anything? Yeah, a cup of tea. I don't want any of that shite. 12 miles. Yeah, it all depends on where you are, though. 12 miles for somebody in Australia wouldn't feel like it was far. You know what I mean? Dad had it 3 times and he was 88 when he died. Bloody hell. Sister's had it and she's got serious lung issues. It's individual response, it is. Not everyone's going to be the same. People who you think might struggle might not, and people who you think are going to be alright might be absolutely knackered with it. It's weird. It's one of those weird diseases that, like you say, there's no reason, no rhyme to it. Just what you get is what you get. Lots of junk foods like that, yeah. Just you shove that in you, and then within the space of 20 minutes, you've got no energy whatsoever, and you still feel hungry. Lumpias feel like summer festival food. Never had them, I don't think. An office building, yeah. People in the office used to go and order them and just go downstairs and pick it up. Ali's knocking them back tonight. She is. On it. Like Wallace and Gromit. You've got a Supermax, a Subway, 3 Chinese takeaway, 2 normal cheppers, 2 Indian takeaways, an Indian restaurant and a pizzeria. You are well catered for. $12 miles each way, minimum 1 hour round trip, because tourists, tractors and sheep on the road, bloody hell. Yeah, if you're in the arse end of nowhere, which we get over here as well, everything takes 3 or 4 times as long. I mean, I'm 20 miles away from Liverpool city centre, 19 miles away from Preston city centre, 30 odd, maybe 40 miles away from Manchester city centre. But in the middle of that, we've also got countryside. So the same thing, I can get somewhere within the space of 40 minutes. I can take the wrong turn or go a different direction, and it can take 4 hours because you get stuck behind everyone. For a doggers meet up. The doggers would all be fairly hungry, I would have thought. It'd go down well, so to speak. Lumpia is a spring roll in English. I love spring rolls, yeah. I like it. I haven't had them in ages though. Actually, that's a good idea. I might get spring rolls this week. Spring rolls and dips. got to be careful eating stuff like that because there's loads of fat involved, but I suppose I'm not doing too bad really, am I? Some nice places will do very nice sandwiches for offices, but very expensive, yes. We used to have a fella used to come in our office, scouse as fuck, obviously in the middle of Liverpool. Just bounce into the doors like, Shanish! All right, lads, what are you having? We used to call him Shanish. Ended up on a night out with him one night. Or for a ring dinkers meet up, which is not quite office or dogging, but you know, similar kind of thing. She's solid, your sister, unstoppable, but she's been really ill for decades, but just carries on and carries on. Some people are like that, man. Jackie, go for a dogging reunion. Money to be made there, I tell you. Selling wipes. What did the fishman shout in the pub? You can't remember. Dave, the cockle man. What did he used to shout in our pub? I can't remember either. Oh, fucking hell. It wasn't cockles and mussels alive, oh, like, but it was, oh, shit. That's going to annoy me, that. We had the Derby Arms in Aylwood, which is south Liverpool, and we came up to the George in Southport, which is about 30 odd miles away, 33 miles away from there, and the same fella used to come in. So what? Is he following us? Good old days. Kirsty's a bit stoned, and Jackie would dearly love to follow. Deserved it. Be a bit of a twat. Oh, you got an early doors reel on your Instagram the other day. You've only ever seen it on YouTube. It is so funny. I was watching it a couple of days ago. Just absolutely incredible. If you haven't seen it, you have to check it out. It is brilliant. Anybody who's drank in a pub, sort of in the 80s and 90s, would recognise it. Hilarious. Totally hilarious. Don't forget. Somewhere, hang on. It is Sunday. So, of course, time for a bit of Jeff. What do you mean it looks like me? He's been working out again, Jeff, hasn't he? Look at him. Doesn't look happy, though. Trick, I dare you. No, I don't think I'll be daring that. Not a chance. Because sulphuric bonbons help yourself. Evil, evil sod. Hoo-yah! He's evil as Jeff, isn't he? Evil. It came up on Instagram. AI is watching you. I always feel like AI is watching me. Yeah. It might be. It is. It is. I like all these people that were going on about Alexa and all that shite and Amazon buttons and Echo Dots and all that bollocks. They were saying that they're completely safe. They turn off. All you got to do to wake it up is say its name. Well, how can you say its name to wake it up if it's not listening to you? It's always listening. Which is why if you talk about something you've never spoken about, within the next couple of days, you'll be advertised those things. I have never had contact lenses. I spoke to my boss in work one night, just me and her, having a cup of coffee at 6 o'clock at night, no one else in the office, talking about contact lenses. And she sent me a text later on that night. I've been getting loads of adverts for contact lenses. So funny enough, so have I. Just because we spoke about it earlier, both phones must have been listening to... Hers is an iPhone, mine's an Android. Both listening to what we were talking about. Because they're evil, like Jeff, with a capital A. Evil. Kirsty's sitting there eating jam mallows. I was going to say I'm hungry, I'm not. I had Singapore fried rice earlier on. It was fit, man. And I've got goo. I've got a fridge full of goo at the moment. Coconut on top. Proper evil, he is evil. We've seen the video where Alexa and Siri are talking to each other. I haven't. The woman who did the original Siri, the voice for Siri, follows me on Twitter. Fucking insane. Why would she follow me? And why isn't she still doing it? Yes, Jackie, you are well fecked. No matter what happens, they're always listening. Always there listening. I blame Jeff, but actually it's the government, obviously. It is creepy, because that is... That thing there, when you speak, it listens. Which is why you can say, OK, Google. How can I help? Because it's listening. Wanky thing. Super creepy. Super creepy. I've never seen that one. I'll have to have a look. An interesting conversation. I'll have to check it out, bruv. Find the video and send us the link. Nice one. Cheers, Kirsty. I will enjoy that. If the government ever comes to find you, they will have a field day. Of course they will. That's why we say that you're evil. Jinxie. You have issues. Proper issues. But at least it's fun, isn't it? Be interesting to see that. On the news. You getting carted away. I know where. That's where AI, we need to be careful about that as well, because that is actually just following everything we've got. Absolutely everything. To train itself. Everything it knows about you can be used for future reference. Balance. The things that you talk to yourself about, search or shout out the window. We've seen you upstairs on the bus. Talking to yourself. Tell us more, tell us more. Sounds like the Patriot Act in America, non-stop surveillance. That's pretty much what it is, to be honest with you. Everything's being... Because it's our own fault as well, this. Who actually reads all the way through? Tick the boxes, the permissions boxes. So, oh, balls till I can't be asked. Everyone does it. Tick, 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 okay. And then when you look at them and someone points out, this is what you've agreed to. Shit, really? Louise, you give yourself admin privileges on your phone and turned all sorts of stuff off that you can't usually see. I did turn off loads of stuff based on a YouTube video that cropped up. Turn this off if you don't want to get followed by, you know, Iraqi intelligence or something. Alright. I'll have to check that one out, Louise. I'll have to check it out, man. You probably scar us for life. You probably would, knowing you. The woman who hid in a wardrobe to escape the police. What else has she got? But you haven't got a couple of skeletons in the wardrobe. You've got a mass grave, haven't you? Knowing you. Thermos. Because you're worth it. Why aren't you sponsored? Talking about fucking Molotov cocktails and mass graves. Maybe. depths of depravity. Your wardrobe is full of skeletons, not just blow-up ones either, for Halloween. Watch years and years and you instantly chuck all that stuff in the bin. Do you know what? They've got so much stuff anyway, that. Balls to it. Balls to it. Thank you, Louise. You were marvellous, as always. Donald, you're up, bud. You're up. Skellingtons. Although, can we stop with Skellingtons? There's a specific niche of office people who say Skellingtons, which is then mixed with hollybops and something else. And when you add all of them together, you start looking at them like, oh no. Yeah, probably better you don't. It's a sensitive flower as our Jack. Whereas our Jackie is not remotely sensitive, nor a flower. Empty the tip jar. Evils, evils. Make your eyes water, yep. And it'll be full of things that make you go, Winter Olympics just popped into your head. That happens to me all the time, Kirsty, I'll be honest with you. Be walking down the street, next thing you know, fucking curling. The half pipe. When is the Winter Olympics? It's got to be this year, hasn't it? So, is it winter? Is it winter? When is it? Grubs up for soakage. It was empty when you got there. Pint for Esther, yeah. Put the kettle on, cup of tea for Ali. It's in 2 years' time. What? I thought it was the same year as the Olympics. Have I missed one? Oh, maybe I have, haven't I? Pity. I like the Winter Olympics. It's good. It's interesting. Es muy interesante, as they say in Japan. A jumbo breakfast roll too. That's an all-day jumbo breakfast roll, isn't it? Point of vodka coming up. Where's Tomash and Steve? We don't know. Steve might be celebrating the 3-3 against Middlesbrough today. Helen and Ruby Doo too. Pringles, pour Pringles for Esther. There you go. Horn cocktail, salt and vinegar. Very sour and chilly and some teddy salted. A 2-year gap between the summer and winter. It must be then that the Winter Olympics is at the same time as, or the same year as, is it a World Cup? It might be the World Cup, mightn't it? Do you want sauce on that? Do you want sauce? Sauce on your sausage? Do you want a coffee? Grab a coffee, we'll talk. Some sauce on your sausage. Have a large glass of the finest. You can afford it, Louise, you can. All in 20p pieces. Bizarrely. Having fun without us, probably. Probably. They might be playing backgammon. Or making up a bridge foursome. Steve and Helen, Tom and Mrs. Tom, playing bridge against each other. While having glasses of sherry. Sounds very, very middle class English, that, doesn't it? When you see sitcoms from the 80s and 90s, whenever they're supposed to be well-to-do or middle class, they were always playing bridge or drinking sherry. Everyone was drinking sherry. Popping into each other's houses. Would you like a sherry? Would you like a sherry? I'd love a sherry. Bizarre. Lost in translation. Dare It's there. Something saucy for Jinxie. A shrimps one, horn cocktail. What calendar's Kirsty looking at? It should be the Gregorian one, shouldn't it? If you're going to Venice. A squirt is coming Jackie's way. It is almost Glühwein season. Ooh. The Christmas markets will be starting soon, I would have thought. Is it next week? Are they the first week in November? Christmas markets? I'll have to ask my daughter. She did them for the last couple of years. Actually, now that I've thought of it, I'll have to ask her about a rota as well. She's got a strange week next week. A very strange week. In the 70s, there was even a sherry diet. Count you in. No. It's just bizarre. Why did all these British households have sherry? Why was that the thing? Not a beer, not a glass of wine. A little tiny sherry. What? Why? Or was that because it could have a little one? A couple of sips, and if you needed to leave, right, gone. Ta-ra. Bottoms up. Do you ever go to the Galway Christmas markets? The Liverpool ones are fantastic, but I haven't been for absolutely ages. Again, working in the middle of town in Liverpool, used to finish at 7 o'clock and go for a pint. So if you were in the mood, you could finish, instead of going straight to the pub, go into the Christmas markets, go and eat loads of mad European food, have a couple of really big steins of something, and then head off to your local boozer. That used to be great. And the smell of all the food cooking. Oh, man. You did enough for ages. Very expensive and not much in it. Don't need that. Overpaying for absolutely everything. Wine was exotic and foreign. Sherry was made in England. Is that because because it was all cheap? So we're not talking about sherry that was made in Jerez. Aged oak casks. No. Made on a trading estate in Solihull or something. It's sherry, but not as we know it. Yeah, I don't get sherry. Maybe that's what I should have. Instead of having a beer or a glass of wine, I should have a really, really shitey little non-alcoholic sherry. Can you get that? I doubt it. It's fortified, isn't it? So it should be a little bit stronger than your normal wineage and what have you. Went a good few years ago. It was nice to see them. It is nice just having a wander around Christmas markets. And also, if you're a YouTube creator, it should be good to get a little bit of colourful footage. I'm missing out on the Rivers of Light festival in Liverpool at the moment because I can't get down there, obviously. I would like to go and do that, but I think everybody on YouTube is in Liverpool at the moment doing that. Don't know what time you're in the morning. 5? What? Hashtag Deitch out. Hashtag. Yes, get him out. Baldy ginger bastard. Was an ad then, Sandeman Sherry with a man who looks like Zorro. It's nearly time to go home. What? 5? It's all mad, isn't it? Madness. Ooh, fucking sweet, mate. Fucking sweet. She's not in tomorrow, so I've got another lie-in, a proper lie-in with Lemsip. means that hopefully by Tuesday, Wednesday, I should be okay. And she's only in Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, yes. You're going to wake up the doggies for their evening pee and then off to bed, how do we? Got work tomorrow. Gaan we naar buiten? There you go, I've done it for you. Yes, Tomash, I never went yesterday. I woke up on Saturday morning, obviously, not feeling 100%, which I have to, and I didn't, so I didn't. And I was gutted because I wanted to get some video from Goodison Park for a video that I'm doing. Gutted. Poorly, I'm getting over it. I genuinely feel like I'm getting over it, but still a fair bit of sneezing and really tired. And considering it's me on my own, if my dad was driving, I'd have been just in the back of the car with him. Well, he wouldn't have been in the back of the car, he'd have been in the front driving, wouldn't he? You fucking idiot. But I'd have been in the back of the car, him and Les in the front, he'd have drove, I'd have gone in, watched the game, come back out, jumped in the back, fell asleep and then would have been sound. But no. Jackie, I have been ill for a couple of weeks. It's more than a couple, it's about 3 or 4 now. What's happened is, I've got it, I get over it. My dad gets it. My ma gets it 2 weeks after that. My nephew gets it. I get it. And it just goes round in circles. So every time I think I'm sound now, a couple of days later, I start sneezing again. I'm hoping, gingers crossed, this is it. This is the last time. And then also, because it's starting to get cold, it's getting coat weather. Against my better judgment, I'm going to start getting out in the fresh air a bit more. That cold, I'm convinced, kills the cold. I'll get me footage at the Brentford game. When is that? When is the Brentford game? I haven't looked. I haven't even looked at the fixtures, how bad things are. Need to get the priest in to cleanse the house. No priests in this bloody house, I'm telling you. 23rd of November. Remember the 23rd of November. I'll have to check this one out because it's part of it. Actually, it could wait that long because I've got one already uploaded for Wednesday. I've got most of one recorded for the week after, and I've got another 2 that are probably halfway done, so I can keep this going for a good couple of weeks before I have to get the Everton section done. I wanted to start doing vlog style stuff, but I don't go anywhere, so it's fucking pointless. Just me sat in my house going, here we go, work again now. Boo. Doesn't get cold enough to kill James. It will do this year. We're going to have another beast from the east. It is going to be absolutely feckin' Baltic. Sage burning. No. Lemsip. Snort Lemsip. It's good for you. In the name of the Father. Yeah, if we're going to be smashing the Lemsip, you need someone watching your back. You do, because if you don't be careful, you can get a little bit wasted on them. You can only have so much in a day. Got to be careful. Incense burner throughout the house. Gets rid of the smell of the petrol when you've been filling milk bottles, obviously. Fucking chat's gone all over the place yet again. Yeah. Oh, Dayon Lemsip, yes, it's got paracetamol in it for a start. But it's got other stuff in it that you need to be careful. Too much of it, and it's not good for you. If you get Ali's tea, no. There you go. Have yourself a bucket of tea, A nice big bucket of tea. Get it down you. You haven't filled milk bottles for years. Not with petrol anyway. We've all been on long trips in the car, haven't we? I'm not stopping this car. Might need a hot drop. Tuurlijk. Well, it is Sunday. So...
But kippers vindaloo. Can't be good for you.
Some kipper stuff. Oh, Children's Soft Play Centre apologises over body bag Halloween decorations. Rugrats and Half Pints in Cirencester, Gloucestershire says they will be removed after concerns from shocked parents. A Children's Soft Play Centre has apologised and removed its realistic looking Halloween body bags after concerns from shocked parents. One mother who took her daughter to Rugrats and Half Pints in Cirencester, Gloucestershire on Sunday said she did a double take when she spotted the decorations. Pictures show they resemble human bodies covered in black plastic, some wrapped with tape marked caution and danger, hanging upside down from poles adjoining one of the soft play structures. Lads, I've got a great idea. What fucking lunatic thought that would be a good idea to have in a soft play centre for kids? Absolute psychos. Just fucking mental, aren't they? Tay, pronounced like Tay. Tay. Yeah, you need to watch out. ODing on paracetamol. People don't realise there's paracetamol in Lemsip, even though it's one of the major constituent parts. So they can take headache tablets because they've got a headache, Lemsip because they're doing something else, and then before you know where you are, there's too much within you. A pint for a Jackie. A pint of what though? Pint of petrol. Yeah, gotta watch out, Lemsips. I am hardcore. I am injecting it into my eyeballs. Point of Buckfast. Gotta finish your internet degree. You are on there morning, noon and night on the internet. Checking it all out. Just, you can hear me this week. You can. Don't forget Horace is to come now. Horace is where the problems were. So we'll see if Horace is working. Ginger's crossed it will be. But it's mad. Who thought that was a good idea? And why did nobody else who was involved in it, working for the company, go, no. Probably not the best idea for kids. Not all of these kids are 14 years old and like playing Call of Duty or Manhunt and all that kind of stuff. They had a face on them like a skeleton. If they were inflatable ones with skeletons on, maybe, but they genuinely look like something that you just dragged out of Iraq or something, you know what I mean? What lunatic thinks Halloween's a good idea? Full stop. Yep. It's now a month-long festival of buying shite and stupid decoration. Did you see the, I think it was a Twitter thing, Halloween in the US compared to Halloween in the UK. And the US one, it's got pumpkins everywhere and there's lights on, everyone's in fancy dress. And then the English one or the British one was just 2 pumpkins, fuck and off. Yeah. People just can't be arsed with it over here. Even though it is an Irish festival, isn't it? It is Irish originally. It seems to have been taken on by the Americans especially. The Brits though. Yeah. Balls to it. It's like a shite Christmas. And if we had the chance, what would you rather keep? Halloween or Bommy Night? Everyone would go for Bommy Night, wouldn't they? Yeah, the Irish came up with Halloween. Not like the Irish to come up with an idea for which you have to drink. Fucking, I don't need excuses to drink, man. Just go out and get hammered. You overheard a conversation with 2 women about getting Halloween jumpers. Are you sure they weren't saying they were going to get a jump this Halloween? Step away from the milk bottle. Oh, Brittany. I was always hoping that she'd marry Brian Ferry's son, Otis. That way her name would be Brittany Ferry. Casper, how you doing, bud? Brittany Ferry makes no sense apart from the fact that there's a ferry that goes to France which is run by Brittany Ferries. If you have to explain it, it's shit. Good point.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. Marvellous, isn't it? Fucking Halloween, I hate it. I do like bonfire night though. There's something about it being slightly cold but warm at the same time. There's always a nip in the air. I don't know what it is about Bommy Night. I think all the fires and all the fireworks make it just come up slightly in heat while it's still being cold otherwise. There's a smell of burning stuff. And then there's bang bang. Oh, it's not nice for the animals, so that's not good. But it's a nice traditional thing that we have. So I quite like it. The smell of burning wood. I can understand why people have wood burners in the house. Ban the fireworks. Or have quiet ones. Have all the lights going off, but don't make them quite as explodey. I'm sure you can do it quieter than what we have at the moment. Have all the lights. Casper, yep. Cold back and warm face at the bottom. That's exactly what it is, isn't it? And you can tell as you walk down the road, it's cold, and your cheeks are a little bit cold, but you can smell the warmth as you're walking towards it as well. I like it. I like it. Just have to be careful, like you say. The poor animals. There's no getting away from it. Take the gunpowder out of them. Yeah, there's just no need for how loud they are, and it's done deliberately. They don't have to be like that. Of course, they have to explode for all the stuff to disappear into the sky, but it doesn't have to be anywhere near as loud. And some of the ones, you can feel like the windows rattling. Why? What's the point in that? Yeah, and do what? Do what? Take the gunpowder out, Jackie, and do what? Where are you putting it? Where are you keeping it? What are you using it for? Watching you. As our MI5 at the moment. Through your phone. I know exactly what you're up to. Stop them banging. Not like you, is it? I thought you were always for that. That's none of your fucking business. Louise, you had two lads ask for a penny for the guide the other year. You asked them why, they didn't know. So they got an out. Got an out. You get in out. That's bizarre, isn't it? But it's bizarre for two reasons. One, that people still do it. And two, the fact that they don't know why. When we were kids, we knew exactly what it meant. We knew who Guy was and what the reason was and what the whole thing is. Yeah, penny for the guy is a great matchday tradition, it is. Until it became pound for the guy. I remember that was about 2015 or something. Pound for the guy? Fuck off, you cheeky little bastard. If you ask for a penny for the guy, we'll give you a pound anyway. The fact that you ask for a pound, you're getting a penny. Mind your car, mate. You're supposed to be minding it last week when it got stolen. Mind your car, mate. Don't need to. I've got a Doberman in the back. How can it put out fires, can it? I used to like that when we were about 12, 13-ish. Penny for the guy. Occasionally we'd get the smallest one in the group just to lie on the floor with his coat over his head. And then you see pissed people coming out the pubs like the Duck in Garston. giving you money, and then the guy would stand up and would all run off somewhere. The fucking guy just stood up and ran off there, I'm sure about it. You've had enough, Jimmy, lad. Say night, no one likes tights, so they don't. You're right. A tout, by the way, is a grass. Your Mind Your Car fellas returned after an absence of about 3 seasons. Young offenders home, are we saying? Is that what we reckon? Young offenders home. Borstal. Scrubs. Has he been down in down in Wormwood Scrubs or something? Where's your tool? What tool? This fucking tool. Our Mind Your Car kid. We paid them up front, 1 game, and then they overtook us on the way to the street end. So you're supposed to be looking after our car. Our kid's watching it, and then their kid is about 6, watching about 20 cars. What's he going to do? Say not until you hear more. Yeah. Correctional facility, yes. Or he's been in the Bahamas with the money he rakes in. That would not surprise me. Bruisted lid, absolutely bruisted. Work is busy. Has to be done, of course. How's Mrs. Tom, Domingos Duarte, and everything with your work? Why is someone watching the car so it doesn't get stolen? And this is the idea behind a 13-year-old boy will be able to stop a gang of wily scouse thieves from nicking your car. They keep an eye on it and make sure no one damages it. Because the stadium, the Everton Stadium, is in the arse end of nowhere. Well, not the arse end of nowhere, it's in a shithole, to be honest with you, Kirkdale. As is Anfield. You need people to watch your car to keep an eye on it for you. Happy hour. All drinks half price. There you go. Donald has decreed happy hour. Pint of Coke. Pint of Coke. Should give me grand, so it is. Where are we? Yes, you've never been to Liverpool, have you, Johnny? Never been. Never been. It's I'm sure it happens in most cities in the UK, to be honest with you, but Liverpool, it's always been a tradition, and it's more just given to these kids. That's a little way of them making a few quid rather than actually doing anything. Just, it's tradition. Basically, twice in one night. Story of your life, that, isn't it? Oh, you mean happy hour? Well said, Donald. Every hour is happy hour in this gaff. Thank you very much. Pint of JD and Coke for Ali. Mrs. Tom is fine, good to hear it. Domingos Duarte is bewildered by the clocks coming back. Condensed hours start soon and you're about on par with your targets. Par is as good as it gets for most people, so I think yourself lucky with that. Condensed hours will be interesting to see how you get on with that. Will the extra day off make up for the extra hours that you're doing? Only one way to find out, isn't it? Get on it, like Wallace and Gromit. No JD. Happy hour in Jokey. Yes, happy hour and a dukey as well. All songs half price. Coolie Boolie, Boolie Coolie, etc., etc., etc. Who was next behind the bar? Because Piggly Ding next. Who was up next? Someone put their hand up earlier, didn't he? Oh, Ali's done. Esther as well. You can go next, Esther, because you haven't worked yet. Get behind the bar, go on. Get behind there, do your shift. There you go, yep. Depends on the tunes, it does. We've got some good tunes in this dukey, to be honest. There's some shite as well, like, but you know. Now, our Ali's done about 600 shifts. Esther hasn't yet, so she can get behind there. Go on. Go and earn your coin. A mocktail for our Ali. I need to make some cocktails up, don't I? Cocktail menus. We did have cocktails. There you go. We did have that as not mocktails, but cocktails. We had the Haunting Orgasm, which is 2 fingers of Jeff, shaken and stirred. A Fuzzy Bear, tequila, grapefruit juice, lime, agave syrup, and the splash of kippers. Eek. A mojito, which is, it's a chito, but there's mo. Whiskey mac, a shot of whiskey in a glass. You drink it wearing a dirty Colombo-style mac with your lard out. And a tequila funfair. Mexican spirits and a fumble behind the waltzes with a slick-haired young man of dubious virtue. They're the cocktails. The mocktails will have to follow. It's not your round. It's everyone's round. I'll get them in. I'll buy them. Come on. All ale free for the next half hour. On me. The sponsors can pay for it. Thermos. Because you're worth it. There you go. They can pay for it. And, well, a slick-haired young man. Yes, a slick-haired young man of dubious virtue. By the waltzes. He may well smell of oil. Just saying. I would bring your own Swarfiga, just in case. Jinxie Jungle Juice cocktail. Dead on. Sort of. But it is Sunday. Like I say, it is Sunday, so there's one left. And let me know if you can hear this. October comes round. Children knocking at the door. So many huge smiles. Could you hear me? Children, could you? Sound like a CBeebies presenter there, isn't it? I say, children, could you hear me? Yeah, could you hear that? Was that okay? Now that you're on the bar, I'm making things complicated. Exactly. In at the deep end, Esther. In at the deep end. A slick-haired young man for Louise. Shaken, not stirred. We heard you. We heard you. The Pause mocktail menu. Tea served too hot in a thermos. Because you're worth it. Lemsip, only available every 4 hours. And very, very tightly monitored, by the way. Non-alcoholic beer is out of stock at the moment. It's in the fridge. It just isn't in a glass. Unfortunatamente. Yeah, don't forget, it is of dubious virtue. See? Mexican spirits and a fumble behind the waltzes with a slick-haired young man of dubious virtue. To be fair, that could be any of us. My hair isn't slick, but you wouldn't know because it's under a hat. Yep, good stuff, good stuff. A JJJ for Jackie, which makes it a 4J. A slick-haired young man for Louise. Do you want to flirt with that, love? There you go. That's our Louise, by the way. Often mistaken for. Aren't you, Louise? Often mistaken for. And a slick-haired young man, don't forget he has to be of dubious virtue. Has to be. He can't just be normal, he has to be. Oh, tips all round as well. Esther, you're making pure coin there. Hulden everywhere. Love the Louise edition. Tarquin. Had to be done. If you don't know that, that's Melanie Sykes from a Boddington's advert. But it's not, because it's Louise. Everywhere she goes, she gets mistaken for her. There you go, Telly turned into a mirror for a second. Told you. It will outlook it into mirror. It really were. Thomas will have a haunted orgasm. That's a special Halloween one for him. A super haunted orgasm. Was it haunted or haunting? Only you can decide. They're not mutually exclusive, by the way. Can be a bit of both. And in case you haven't noticed as well, you might not have been here earlier, there's also a bucket of tea for our Irish tea drinkers. And Mandy's not here. Otherwise, that's the Black Russian slushy bucket of. So it was made earlier. Was it Ali who made it earlier? And she hasn't come to pick it up. Must be something going on. Tarquin was the one with the trolleys from Venice, Manchester canals. I think he was, wasn't he? That's a proper old school advert. That was that 90s, wasn't it? Early 90s. Stacey's mom has got it going on. Black Russian slushy bucket needs a wool covering. It does. Maybe that's what she is now. She's at the moment, she's freeform jazz knitting a covering for the Black Russian slushy bucket. Imagine trying to write that down and someone, what did you get up to? Oh, well, we were discussing someone knitting a cover for a Black Russian slushy bucket. You're fucking weird, mate. What? We're not. It's just that kind of gaff, know what I mean? A white Russian, bit of yin to go with the yang. Sunday for prayers. Praying that the bar opens late. Where's Mandy? Is she okay? Nowhere to be seen, so... She's normally here, isn't she? So you never know. I know she sometimes gets migraines, so you never know. She might have got a migraine, at which point she just switches everything off and then tries to go and have a reboot. So it might be that. No doubt we'll hear in the next day or two what happened. No Steve. I think Steve might be celebrating a hard-earned point against Middlesbrough for Norwich City. He'll have been screaming at the phone as the third goal went in to equalise, while my dad was screaming at our telly because Middlesbrough had allowed a third goal to go in to equalise. So, you know, yin yang and all that thing. Will there be a locking at the bar tonight? As always, there always is. There always is. In fact, what have I just done then? Just clicked on something there and something's gone a bit mad. It's the last order's bell, but lock-in has been activated. Lock-in has been activated. It is on Big Ron. Is it migraine season? It might be. I haven't had one for a while myself. I used to get them all the time, like. White Russian, isn't that a song, or mentioned in a song by Marillion, isn't it? Warm Wet Circles. She sits at a bar drinking iced White Russians. A haunting orgasm. You can have a bit of both. A saucy drink for Tomash. A saucy drink. Still on Mandy or Steve? No. But, you know, it's not the law that everyone has to arrive here every single time I go live, so, you know, I know people have an actual life. I just like the fact that you spend some of it with me. It's mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. Not doing bad for 11:30. Not too bad at all for 11:30. That always gets me of a night. Because it gets to 2 o'clock and then it's 1 o'clock. And then, no matter how many times it happens, I'm watching something, I'll have to go to sleep soon because it's 2. What? 1 o'clock? What happened there? Happens all the time. Only doing drinks. Mrs. Tom thinks in hindsight that her jabs triggered a migraine. I had to take a meds. Ooh. That would, yeah, that suppose it could do, couldn't it? I think with me it used to be either milk or chocolate used to send me off with my migraines. But not had them for a while, so hopefully should be alright. White Russian made with Bacardi, is it? What is a White Russian? Why have we never checked this? What's the actual cocktail in a White Russian? A White Russian is a cocktail made with vodka, coffee liqueur, and cream, served with ice in an old-fashioned glass. So it's vodka, Kahlua or Tia Maria, and cream. On the rocks, poured over ice, an old-fashioned glass. 5 parts vodka, 2 parts Tia Maria or liqueur, 3 parts fresh cream. Pour coffee liqueur and vodka into an old-fashioned glass filled with ice. Float fresh cream on top and stir slowly. The traditional cocktail known as a Black Russian, which first appeared in 1949, becomes a White Russian with the addition of cream. Neither drink has any known Russian origin, but both are so named due to vodka being the primary ingredient. It is unclear which drink preceded the other. There you go. There you go. A cup of hot glug. Glug, 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 glug. A hot clog for Casper. That's the Dutch version of hot glog, is hot clogs. The Sabbath man is a rich man. That's why he's on your case. Yep. No, Esther, it's all right. A Dutch hot glog is known as a hot clog, which is why you take them off and put them in the corner. Yeah, funny how the nervous system, the brain and the stomach are connected. You can do without the milk, it ruins your stomach. Couldn't be without a Star Bar though. Absolutely. I've got 1 Star Bar left. Yes. It is weird. And also I don't drink milk anymore apart from almond milk. And when I do occasionally, if I've had a cup of tea somewhere, when I've had actual milk, I can taste the fat in the milk. It's weird. It's very weird. Just what you get used to, I suppose. And your body gets used to the fact that it's not taking milk. That's why you'd only go out on a Sunday. Good thinking. Sundays used to be free and easy night anyway. I like Sundays. That's so you can avoid rounds. Ooh, claws sharpened, Tabitha. Nothing like hot vine with things like raisins, cinnamon and almonds. Wham bam and thank you, mister. Tomash, have you had any more buying incidents? Accidentally. Have you enjoyed wandering from Glogstall to Glogstall in Copenhagen? Glug. Glug, glug, glug. Brandy with raisins you called boerenjongens, which is that young farmers. Boeren. Or is boeren different to boer? Buying incidents. I don't know, I've occasionally pissed myself when I've got the credit card bill come in, like, but, you know. You put the money you save in the Cayman account. Were you mentioning the Paradise Papers or the Panama Papers? I'll keep an eye out for you in there. Glug in Danish. Farmer boys, I thought so. Young farmers. Biting incidents. That's slightly different. Biting incidents and buying incidents are two separate things. Like I say though, occasionally get the credit card bill come through when I do piss myself while I stand. Because I did buy another camera a couple of weeks ago. Because obviously, not having the Nikon D100, two Sony A5100s, a Sony ZV-E10, two GoPros, and a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is not enough, is it? I have to go and get a Canon EOS M so I could load Magic Lantern on there and start getting some very cinematic shots with it. I now need to buy a cage for it though, unfortunately. A cage and a handle so I can carry the bastard thing. Because I've only got one working hand. Feel sorry for me. One working hand. I am a camera wanker. I don't mean like that. I mean, you know, can't stop buying stuff like that. But it's nice. Speaking of u in Danish, the word for Ireland is just the letter u. Is it u? Am I saying it correctly? Or as in Sørensen. Casper, you're a camera wanker too. It's so easy to get into. I did try yesterday. I put Magic Lantern onto it and then had a mess around with the settings. And unfortunately, whenever I pick it up, I touch the back of the screen, which is touchscreen, which is bizarre for a camera this old. So I can't quite get my head around it yet. I've now got a quick release on it, on a tripod that I can hold as a selfie stick. It's not pointing at me, it's pointing elsewhere. I need to practice with it and see whether I can get some good shots, because it looks lovely. It looks very cinematic compared to other shizzle. And if it does, I mean, it cost £100, I think, the camera, which is pretty cheap for a camera thing, with an old school Canon lens. Not took any pictures because it's not for taking pictures, it's just for taking video. I will try at some point this week, go into town, Southport, down by the beach, and see if I can get some good video and see what it looks like. Gingers crossed, it'll look fantastic. There's been a few flies around the garden, yes. You've not been out long enough to risk a nibble. Those flies, the ones that normally come and attack me when I'm out in the stream, they seem to have disappeared last couple of times I've been down there. I did get attacked by seagulls though on Friday. They were everywhere, all over the car. Hard-looking bastards as well. That was on the day when I got slightly overawed by nature. Slightly overawed by nature. First was closer. U. U. So it's U, not U. My dad's mate who used to play for FC20 with him was Jan Sørensen. That's what the O with the slash through it. Sørensen, yeah. He was a fucking lunatic, that fella. Had a proper Scouse accent as well because he was from Copenhagen. And that's what they all sound like. Jackie gone, is she? Fell asleep, Jackie. That Jackie Lewis one's fell asleep yet again. Sweet dreams, Jackie. To be fair, if I was watching me, I'd fall asleep as well. He never shuts up. I did get fairly feeling thoughtful. I did. Ah, bloody hell. That worked. I wasn't expecting that to work. And it did. I apologise. I did. When I said I got slightly... it felt spiritual. It didn't, because I don't believe in gods or anything. But I do believe in that thing that we are all connected and there's an energy that connects us. So I suppose that is... It is a spirit in sort of terms, isn't it? But it genuinely, normally I can take things in and think that's lovely. I stood there on my own. Now there could have been people behind me I never saw, but I just thought, wow, that's amazing, that's amazing. Who was I talking to apart from myself? It was amazing. It was amazing. I did. And I'm glad that you pointed out the fact that I said about get out in nature. It doesn't work for everybody. If you are the kind of person who going out in nature helps, go out in nature. If you're not, if you want to sit in the house in front of a fire, put whale music on the CD player and read a book. If that's what helps you, go and do that. We just need a reset, no matter how it is. For some people it works, others it don't. It will appear in another video as well where I say get out and walk, because being stuck in the hospital bed for that 2 months was horrific. The absence of nature was horrible. And just being able to walk out. Now, it doesn't have to be walking down the beach. It doesn't have to be wandering through the middle of town. It can be just going to Tesco down the road and having a wander round the shop. It's nice. Because I'm not relying on someone else. It's lovely. But yeah, whatever works, works. And certainly looking out, looking at the moon, looking at the stars, seeing the sun setting, anything like that can help if that's the kind of thing you're into. But not everyone is. And it's also lucky if you do like a little bit of nature, if you live somewhere where you can go for a wander and get a different perspective. This is one of the things I want to do when you look at the likes of Pendle Hill, the Fens, up there looking down towards Southport, because it's quite flat from Preston downwards. Being able to see something from a completely different viewpoint. I've not yet managed that since we lived here. Only been here 33 years. I've not seen Southport from a raised level. I would like to go and do that if I possibly could. But just being able to see where you're from in a different light, however that light is, go and try and do it. I used to get very philosophical at times. I haven't done for a while. I enjoyed that. Now it's more the second one. The first sounded like, why? All right. It's a vowel there and a consonant in English, and it's also a vowel in Welsh. It's easy to be a camera wanker now, everything's digital. Don't have to struggle with hairs in the gate like back in the day. Exactly. And also, one of them, everyone's got one in the pocket, haven't they? I mean, fucking hell, the camera on that is stupid. 8K video, 100 times zoom, HDR, pro resolutions and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty much like taking an old-fashioned DSLR or mirrorless camera in your pocket with you, and you can check footy results on it and all kinds. Old school photographers knew what they were doing though. That's also why I kind of like buying older cameras to have a look and see if I can have a play with it. What can I come up with? The Nikon D100, I've got some nice pictures out of that. They were nice. I like it. They were nice. Nature you don't mind. Walking in nature you don't mind. It's people telling you it clears your mind. Yours just fills it with thoughts that you don't need. Yeah, exactly. It can help. Being out can help. Doesn't help everyone. What you say? If you've got too much space, too much, I don't want to say silence, too much lack of noise around you, it can make you think too much. I had me interview with the occupational health therapist last week, which must have gone well, because she ended the call with, "I'll be thinking about you tonight when I'm lying on my bed." Genuinely. And the reason why, before anyone starts thinking, the reason why is because she asked me how I was sleeping. And I said I've always suffered from insomnia, and I found the perfect cure for insomnia is to have a stroke. I wouldn't suggest anyone has one to get rid of your insomnia, but it did work. So years ago, I would just lie there thinking about things like who would win in a fight between a shark and an alligator. And she started laughing. She said, "Do you know what? When I'm lying in bed tonight, meditating, trying to sleep, that's going to come to mind, isn't it?" And then later on when she said, "I'll think about you tonight when I'm lying on my bed," I said, "What?" But yeah, it can be because you've got nothing to occupy what's in your mind. They call it the intrusive thoughts, don't they? And it's normally dickheads on TikTok talking about let the intrusive thoughts in. And it's absolute rubbish. It's not intrusive thoughts. Your intrusive thoughts sometimes are, how could I bury the neighbour and get away with it? That's when you let intrusive thoughts get into your mind. Not, could I learn a language? Fuck's sake, yeah. If there's not enough going on in there, you can just, stuff appears that doesn't need to be there. Edit your first clips with two VHS players hooked up to each other. That is proper old school, Casper. You don't clear your mind, you fill it with other stuff that you don't have to worry about. Is this, I don't know, is this like a coin dozer? Just keep, knock it down to the shelf below with more stuff, add more coins, knock it till it gets to the end, and then it'll go somewhere else once you've forgotten about it, and you can start all over again. You need a certain level of things going on to stave off the unhelpful thoughts filling your bonds. Yeah, it does. Not everybody can have that empty mind. If you can, it's brilliant. And it becomes, if you can meditate and reach that sort of, I don't know, I don't want to say that level of nirvana or whatever they call it, where you completely empty your mind and you relax and float downstream and what have you. If you can, it's amazing. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just do what you need to do. And if that's thinking of other things, think about other things. Simple as. Barnesy, you can't sleep without any background noise. Any noise as long as it's there. I went through a stage of doing that as well. I've got a white noise app on my phone, and it used to be, I love cars. When I was a kid, I'd always fall asleep in the car at night. If I won billions on the Euro Billions, I would have a rig set up somewhere where it's a car, just the hum of a car bouncing over a motorway with dark, occasional light flashing past. I could sleep in that all day long, easy. So I used to have a little bit of a car noise or a plane noise, the interior of a plane, that low hum in the background. I love stuff like that. The low thrum. But yeah, I get that one. If it's too quiet, it is literally, you can hear your own blood pumping through your system, and you can hear things that aren't there, or your mind starts making things up, so you become more and more awake, listening for things. It's stupid, but that's what we do. Because we were on holiday with one specific uncle, you're always amazed by how he could say good night, and then 2 or 3 minutes later, you'd hear him snoring. You still don't get it. My dad is the same. Literally just, oh, I need to go to sleep. Gone. What? How can you do that? You can't. Yeah, there's rarely ever absolute silence in nature. There is not. Which is why it sounds unnatural. You can go in rooms, can't you? Acoustically treated rooms, and all you can hear is the blood pouring through your own veins, because everything else is completely dead. There's no sounds anywhere. It is horrific. You don't want that. Grew up by the motorway, so you need a degree of light and noise to sleep, because it's what you're used to. It is weird. In fact, his snoring's a pain. Thrum is a great word, isn't it? I like it. It's a thrum. Next. It does what it's told, thrum. It proper, get out there and do your business. Let's go thrumming. He always sleep in the furthest place from others because he snored so insanely loud. Well, at least that's as long as he knew he snored and went, right, balls to you, I'm going over there. I will be asleep in 2 minutes. If you hear me snoring, go away. Angie, how you doing? How's things? You okay? Nice to see you. Is it nice? You achieved a float downstream at about 6:45 on Saturday. It was a matter of brain self-defence. You zoned out, shut down, felt no pain. You can teach yourself to do it. It is training. You train your brain to do things, and you train your body to do things. When I was really suffering from insomnia, I had this thing where I would lie completely flat, obviously, completely still, legs straight, arms at the side, and I would concentrate on my breathing. And even if I stayed awake all night, my body would be relaxed, because it was as good as I can get to slowing down, shutting down even. If I'm winter, having least sound because of the snow absorbing the city courtyard, very eerie silence, vacuum, but even so, you'll still be able to hear things. But it takes so much of the sound out, doesn't it? Angie, were you seen on stream in a Halloween costume? No more hoof, no more groan, no more dice, just zen. That's the dream. That is the dream. If only. No more hoof. I'm behind you on that one. No more hoof. You were last night. I'll have to go back and watch that. What were you dressed up as? Halloweeny? Anyone else on in Halloween costumes? I've come as a scary Halloween. My Halloween costume. I've come as an undercover policeman in Ibiza. Could I buy 20 Charlies off you, please? What, lad? Do you think we're fucking stupid? Do you know where I could buy some blows off people, please? Fuck off, you grass. The whale's gone mad. Barnes, you live next to a dual carriageway in a hospital. Sirens, cars, you can sleep through. The silence is unsettling. We're similar but different here. It's not a dual carriageway. There's a main road just over there, which is not that loud, so it is pretty quiet. But there's a hospital over the road, so you do hear sirens occasionally. But it is quiet. You get used to the fact that it's quiet, but it's not silent. If you go and stay in the middle of, just about a mile, 2 miles down the road, if you stayed in one of those houses, it is completely quiet. Farmlands in the middle of nowhere. That would just do my head in there. Angie, your face and body painted you as the sugar skull for Dia del Muerte, Day of the Dead. I've got a nice Horace sugar skull, of course, on the merch, pinned up. I should have been wearing it tonight, but I'm not. Yeah, I love sugar skulls. They're great, aren't they? I likes them. Thomas, you're no Halloween fan, at least the UK version, definitely. You briefly dipped in, you saw Angie looking fabulous, of course. Fantastic artist is our Angie as well. A superb paintist. Donald, you nearly always have the sound of wind where you are, and you love it. Some people hate that sound, others swear by it, being able to fall asleep. If it's a non-windy day, they haven't got a clue what to do. I can imagine being right up there towards the coast. The actual coast as well, the western coast. Must be harsh, man. It's a lot of fun. You love Halloween. Americans do, don't they? We were talking about this earlier on. Considering it's an Irish thing to begin with, the Americans have taken it and really run with it. Whereas the Brits fucking hate it. Absolutely hate it. Which is why you get people putting out Jimmy Savile outfits outside and Gary Glitter boots and things like that. If you want a sweet knock. No, not knocking. Keep on walking. Sound and Vision, Boss tune. Bowie, man, he's Boss. That is my favourite Bowie album as well, though. Superb. I've got a coat that could look a little bit like that. I'd remake the cover out, only he was one handsome bastard, wasn't he, David? You're welcome, Angie, you're welcome. You are a fantastic artist. There's evidence to show that as well, which you've shown on your channels of you doing your art. Superb, as they say in Japan. Do you like Patrick's Day as well? We have an American on. Please put the word out. It's not Patty's Day, by the way. It's Paddy, Paddy, not TT. Patty is a woman's name. Paddy, Paddy's Day. Yeah, we seem to like the Paddy's Day over here as well, don't we? It's a very British thing to like the St. Patrick's Day going out and getting absolutely hammered. The Brits will have a go at the Irish all day, every day, until it comes to the 17th of March. Where, oh yeah, let's go and get wankered on Guinness. Give us that felt top hat. Just be nice to them all year fucking round. Stupid British bastards. Up the workers. Up the workers. My favourite St. Patrick's Day. I used to hate Paddy's Day, by the way. Living in a pub. It was just full of people getting absolutely hammered who didn't like Guinness. We'd go through about 2 bottles of blackcurrant cordial in a week, and we'd go through about 20 or 30 during Paddy's Day because people didn't like Guinness. They come and order one, take one, the mouthful of it, and go, oh, that's horrible. Can I have some blackcurrant in there, please? Yeah, go on, fuck off. Order lager next time. That's what you normally drink, you tit. Yeah, no blackcurrant in the Guinness. That's what they always have. I had one Irish fella say to me that if it was getting too much, just put a little bit of tonic water in it. I went, you what? Said, yeah, that's what we do. He might have been taking the piss, but a little bit of tonic water in Guinness lightens it up. Just enough to get through that pint, at which point you're ready for your next normal Guinness. Says the man who doesn't drink anymore. Did you say that in Japan, Barnsley, did you do? They're very adroit in Japan, as they say in Japan. You don't have Halloween culture with dressing up or having Halloween parties in Denmark. But the night of the 31st is still called All Hallows and All Saints' Eve, it is. It's the same all around the world. But the Irish went mad for Halloween parties and then they all celebrating it, and then the Americans took it over and really have run with it. So yeah, it's big in some places, in other places it's just another day, isn't it? Mad. It's mad how some things just go the whole... Paddy's Day seems to be the entire world now. Everyone knows what it is. You can go anywhere on the 17th of March, anywhere in the world. There will be people wearing felt top hats, getting absolutely K-lied. According to popular belief, All Saints' Eve is the night when witches, apparitions and the powers of darkness are loose to dishonour and mock the saints who are celebrated on All Saints' Day. 'Twas the night before Saints' Day, and all the bastards are around. Jeff loves Halloween because Jeff, you know. The day's only marked here by a special church service. So it's more to do with the good side of things, I suppose, isn't it? Stutter song. Oh yeah. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Paddy's Day is the half-time break for Lent. It is, isn't it? Well, normally you have the half-time oranges. I know. Couple of Guinness. And off you go. The veil was thin and the dead walked the earth. As they say in Japan. How you doing, Adam? You alright, bud? Thomas, you are off to bed. No worries, mate. Catch you later. Die shout. Die shout. Feel better. Do better. Be better. Kanishiwa. I used to drive one of them. It's like a Yamaha and a Kawasaki. Something like that, isn't it? Adam, you once said sex in an open grave. Freshly dug on All Hallows Eve. Just saying. Was that with someone who was alive, or did you just fall face first and while you were there, get on with it? Night to Mrs. Tom and Domingos Duarte as well. Well, the heavens have opened again. It has gone very, very vet out there now. Very vet indeed. She was very alive. I'd like to hear that, yeah. Mind you, freshly dug, if it was someone who wasn't alive, they should have been in a box, really, shouldn't they? You know what I mean? Unless it was the zombie apocalypse with a little bit of... what the fuck else? Noises everywhere here. What's going on? See, here we are talking about ghosts and ghoulies. By the way, ghoulies need to come back. There needs to be ghoulies brought back into the equation. Don't be getting hit in the balls, the plums, the knackers, the sack. The ghoulies got to come back. 70s ghoulies need to be brought back. Just felt. Must be the rain that you had earlier. It did rain heavily earlier on, before the stream started, about 6:30, 7 o'clock. But then it stopped. It was just spitting. Now all of a sudden it sounds pretty gnarly out there, pretty gnarly. Zombie apocalypse if it gets cold enough. I noticed that I was saying earlier on. I noticed how it was noticeably colder. But it wasn't cold. It was just noticeably colder than it has been for the last 6 months. The first coldish day that I thought I probably could do with getting my coat out the wardrobe and making sure it's got new tyres and things, you know what I mean? Because I think coat weather is about a week away by the sound of it. It was pissing buckets there most of the day. It is Ireland though, because it does rain a hell of a lot in Ireland. That's geography for you. That is geography. But that's why it's so green and beautiful. And why things grow there. But, nice. I like it. I like it when I don't mind when it rains at all. Like, I don't mind if it's cold. I don't mind if it rains. But if it can be cold without raining or raining without being cold, I prefer it that way. Yeah, your wife's birthday today. You went for a nice meal. Drive was pretty hairy, pretty nasty weather. But you're back safe, so that's the main thing, isn't it? Did it go well? Happy birthday. Got to keep an eye out on the birthdays, haven't we? Where are we? 27th of October. I think there's no one in our family now until my sister in January. Yeah, no one. Which is gnarly, dude. Sound. Still got to try and get me daughter to work out what she wants because I can't be leaving this till the last minute. Don't know what I want, Dad. Get me what you think I should have. Alright, I've just bought you £2 worth of fucking vinyl. There you go, have that. You had medium rare steak with pan-fried king prawn starter. Ooh, very nice. Very nice indeed. I had Singapore fried rice. And now I've got to have goo when I finish. I'm going to have to. It's become a tradition. At the end of these streams, go and pour a glass of alcohol-free red wine. Have a goo. Get it down, you. Been to some of them because at the service, the specific churches they mention everyone they've buried that year by name, which is nice, on it. Quick question before you go, Louise. You've decided clock change day is also going to be test day. Did the trip switches on the consumer unit, but should you do the smoke alarms when the neighbours are in or out? Depends on whether you like them or not. In, out, smoke the buggers out. Do it when they're in. Fuck them. Who cares? If they start moaning, tell them you'll set Jeff on them. There you go. Swiss cheese is made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world seeking cheddar cheese. If it was the 70s, I could get a Hoover. I could. A proper Hoover. I like the fact that we still call it Hoover to this day, despite the fact that your Hoover's a Dyson or whatever. Doing the Hoovering. Just it sounds better than vacuuming, doesn't it? Vacuuming sounds shite. I've got a vacuum cleaner to do the vacuuming. Bollocks. I've got a Dyson to do the Hoovering. So no matter how good Dyson thinks he is, Jeremy. Not even Jeremy, is it? James. Jeremy Dyson was the League of Gentlemen. There you go. Yeah, no matter how good he thinks his stuff is, we still call a Dyson a fucking Hoover. Shove that up your hoop. You fucking tax dodging prick. Louise, night all. Oh, it's like looking in a mirror. Do you want to play it with that, love? Do you want to play it with that? Great cheesy tune. It is a great cheesy tune. The fact that the sun now sets at... Yeah, well, it got dark just before 6 o'clock tonight here, which is just bang out of order. That I mean, bang out of order. You've got a Henry Hoover. We used to have one in the pub, a Henry Hoover, and then we got rid of it and got a Cebu. Cebus are good. Louise, bonne nuit, mon chéri, bonne nuit, as they say in Japan. Get a pair of wellies for the birthday. Do people still have wellies apart from those who go to Glastonbury? And the women that go to the girls that go to Glastonbury have normally got cow print wellies now, haven't they? Until we're on for 2 hours. 3 hours, to be honest with you. I look tired. Only so much nick to go around. How's the coffee? The coffee's lovely. I'm on Earl Grey at the moment, though. No beer either. Can't beat Henry for a good hoovering. Henry is a cute hoover, it is. Do it while they're in so they know what it sounds like. And if they... Yeah, of course. They need to know what it sounds like from next door. So if they hear it, go and help. Your sister's got a Hetty Hoover, the pink one. Pink's the nicest. But the red Henry is the one that most people have, isn't it? I think. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Sure, I don't know. But yeah, it's a good point. It's been 3 hours and 12 minutes, which I think is more than enough, really, isn't it? So, we had a piggly ding as well. I've left you on there. and I shouldn't have done. Bang out of odour. So, you know what time it is. Get your dancing shoes on. Get your dancing shoes on. Pink is the nicest. Mandy, we don't know, she might have a migraine. She has them fairly regularly. But she never turned up, so not like her at all. She hasn't missed one yet. Bon nuit all. Get your dancing shoes on because it's time.
Another great night here at the Paris Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
And that's that.
Hoo-yah!